Yes, sir, we promised you a great deal of here tonight.
Andre, the China Wrestlemania!
Wrestlemania is running wild.
My God, what a run! It's not a world is watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Top Guy Theater. I'm not Frank Bruno, once again hosting in for Frank Bruno, Mr. Phil Jackson here. We do have some unfortunate news about Mr. Bruno. It seems, if news reports are to be believed, that Frank has passed away. Unfortunately, he was in a unfortunate schmelting accident. I believe it says schmelting. I don't know if someone can look up what schmelting is, but it was some sort of accident involving coating his penis in gold. So take that as it will. Hang on, I'm getting something here. What's that? Hey, Frank Bruno is alive. He just doesn't have a penis anymore. All right. Good news there. So we're just going to go ahead and transition. We are watching G1 Supercard today. Dear God, I'm excited for this. I have no more words. And, as I like to say normally, the show must go on. We got a packed house in here tonight. How's everyone?
Good.
Couldn't be better if you paid me money. And the fact of the matter is, just to have me on this show, you know you're paying me a boatload of money.
Typical Patriots fan.
Who gave Pires a link to the show? Who gave Pires?
Go Pats!
Oh my God!
That's the way to do it.
Go crap.
I guess since if Frank's not here, we have to deal with you. Unfortunately, I guess already.
That's not a fair trade-off, really.
I agree.
Oh, God, come on. You've seen me shirtless. You guys know it's a much better trade-off. Come on.
You've also seen Frank shirtless.
No, don't you dare.
When you get
No.
your shirts when you get your naked butt on a shirt on PWTs, then we can talk about equivalent exchange. Until then, Henry, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to actually covering something that's not of the three major American promotions tonight.
I've literally been stoked for this as soon as we decided this is what we're doing. I had to go get the New Japan World app, or you can watch it on the Ring of Honor app, whichever you choose. They operate differently. So
we'll get into that once we finish the introductions, Phil.
Exactly. So this is Brandi's pick for the show. So Brandi, why did you pick this show, and why did you get my heart pumping, and why did you give Antonio an erection?
Well, I gave Antonio an erection because I exist. Put your shirt on, dear Christ. I cannot work under these conditions.
Feels like we should be getting hazard pay.
Okay.
That's just for you, Antonio.
Oh, God.
You keep that shit up. I'm going to keep doing that the rest of the night.
I picked this show because I was there. I was at Madison Square Garden at the G1 Supercard, and it was one of the last wrestling shows I got to see before, the wrestling world shut down in March of 2020. I picked it just because I've always loved it. We've never really covered anything outside of the major promotions before, and I'm super excited to go back down memory lane.
You and me both. What was the energy like in the crowd? Was it electric because it was different?
It was so good. It was so fucking electric, but it was also interesting because it didn't feel like one cohesive show. The Ring of Honor bits, everyone was kind of less excited for and weren't as well put together and didn't flow very well with the New Japan parts of the show, which is really what the crowd was hot for. So it was almost like a tale of two shows within one show. It was quite weird, but everyone was super pumped. It was super loud. I remember Okada at the end of the show actually did a post-match promo, which was super cool. Yeah, it was just really cool.
Was it so electric that everyone boogie woogie woogie woogie?
Yes, everyone was boogie woogie. Like everyone was like a 10, like a Anthony Pires level 10 excited.
There is no such way anyone can be at a level 10 like me. God, look at this. Look at this beautiful head of hair. Look at this winning smile. It's amazing. It's God. Pleasure's all yours, guys.
Where's your
Lovely
mute
lady.
button?
Speaking of boogie woogie 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 and the pleasure of being all ours, what's up, Devyn?
Hey, not too much. Just been kicking it with the Kick Out crew. Happy to join you guys for a show that I've never seen.
Shout out to the KOC. What episode are you guys on now? 4?
We recorded our 5th. Well,
So
last week.
By the
By the
time
time
this
everyone's
drops,
seeing this,
you'll
the
have your
5th will
5th
be
out.
out.
So
Yeah.
do you guys feel like you've got your groove going now?
Yeah, it's been fun. I definitely think that these latest episodes have been better than our first couple. But I think that's all chemistry and just becoming friends.
Yep.
And I know I've seen you guys. You guys have grown, and like the chemistry now is awesome. Like you guys crack me up every week. So
Wait a second, time out. We have chemistry?
Not that kind of chemistry,
I
Henry.
didn't study.
We're not that comfortable around each other yet.
Except for Adam.
How can you say you're not that comfortable around us, but you take your shirt off on the camera?
Hey, did you want me to unleash?
No.
my hate?
No, we don't need
No.
it. We don't
Okay.
need it. Speaking of unleashing, we've got Adam from Bama, unleashed from Bama. What's up, Adam?
Oh man, excited to be back. This is an awesome pay-per-view altogether. I know we don't have time to go through every match, but the ones we're going to go over, I'm super excited to watch again.
Adis McGee. We are blessed with the presence of Adis McGee. Adis McGee, please regale us with your presence and tell us how you're doing today.
Well, I'm hot right now.
No.
So I need to take off my shirt because I had the jersey of the hottest player in the NFL, meaning the best player in the NFL. The best player in the NFL right now, Josh Allen. But I'm doing good.
I tried to avoid this. I tried to put him on for last because I really don't want to hear his voice. But Anthony, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, Phil. It's a pleasure to be here. It's humbling to be here. It is, you guys are kind. You are decent. What the hell am I talking about? You guys are in for an ass-reaming the likes of which you've never seen before. What in the actual fuck? I see it right there. I'm going to destroy all of you guys verbally, mentally, and probably even psychologically. But it is nice to see you guys for the most part.
Oh my God. What do we got ourselves into? Frank, we need you back. Get your
He's here. Can't you read the screen, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome back, Frank. Glad to have you here.
I gotta
Thank
say,
you for joining us.
say, screw the Tennessee Titans. I defected to the Buffalo Bills because
Okay.
my best friend Antonio told me to.
That's cool. I appreciate that. What happened to all your pop bottles?
I had to make money. Because,
Frank Bruno, if Antonio's your best friend, then that's the problem in itself.
I need my expert service. I need a pay.
And to think I have invited Antonio up to Gillette Stadium for the Bills game on December the 1st. To think I did
You're
that.
gonna let him in our house?
Yeah.
I want him to go. I've seen the place he goes to. It comes with sex toys. I would like Antonio to go to one football game where he doesn't have to worry about used sex toys being whizzed past him.
I'd love to do that. Unfortunately, I can go to pretty much any other stadium in the league, even Detroit. I'd probably get better prices in Detroit with the 3,000 people that show up than I would at Gillette Stadium, because I imagine the Pats fans are just as nasty to fans from other teams in the AFC East as the Red Sox are to the New York Yankees.
In fairness, Henry, I always shake the hands and thank the people from opposing teams, because I appreciate the passion.
Yeah, that's what
to be completely open and transparent, the New York Yankees are a bunch of overpaid crybabies. I don't give a fuck how many trophies you have. You have to be able to stand up and be a goddamn man, and most of the Lawrence Bombers can't do that. So
Henry, it's first place New York Yankees. Once you get it right, slap nuts.
Shut up. Are you a Yankees fan?
Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
So
if you were one of the 20,000 people that watched my episode, you'd know why. I'm not gonna get into it. Well, I'm not gonna get into it again. Go back, be number 21,000, bring my ratings up even further than they are, and you'll know exactly why I worship at the feet of the New York Yankees.
Because you're just as big a crybaby as they are?
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes, I cry my eyes out. I cry.
As much as I'd love to get into this, I think we owe a service to the people that actually listen to us for things that don't involve other sports.
Correct.
They jump into the action tonight. We are looking at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor G1 Supercard.
So no cocks tonight. Put your cocks away.
Phil,
And
I got this.
Okay.
Smurf, hold on. Anthony, I do the same thing too at Bills games and the Orange games.
Yeah.
The opposing teams, whether they win or lose, I always shake their hands.
If you thought enough to go out there and spend money on the flight, hotel, and tickets, you got my respect.
All right, Henry, fire away. What do you got for us?
As I was saying, tonight's show is actually one I'm looking forward to too. The New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor G1 Supercard, live from Madison Square Garden in fabulous New York City. Mappett's probably going to be kind of light tonight because we've talked about this a lot on things that we cover on the Peacock. But we're not going to the Peacock tonight. There are two different places to watch this show. You can either watch it through New Japan Pro Wrestling World streaming service or through the Ring of Honor Honor Club. The time codes that we are going to be giving tonight are specifically for those that are looking to watch it from the Ring of Honor Honor Club. Because unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on your outlook, New Japan World does theirs like the WWE Network used to, where you could select a match and just go from there. And the mobile version of Ring of Honor site led me to believe that was the case for both, but it's not. It's not at all. They're lying whores is what they are. But I digress. Tonight's action is going to start with, give me a minute here. Our lead-in match is going to be for the Women of Honor World Championship. At a time code on Ring of Honor World of, I wrote it down somewhere and I set it down and I lost it. I'm just as organized as Phil is. Of about 38 minutes, 15 seconds.
38:15, you said? I had 38:19.
Right. That's what I said.
Okay. All right. So we'll give everyone just a moment here to get their New Japan Worlds and the Ring of Honor apps going and their cocks safely put away and stored. So I like, again, I know I've been saying this since we opened, but this is exciting for me. This is new. I love new shit. I love this
show.
It doesn't matter if it's AWA from 1947 when Anthony Pires was tilling the fields and walking uphill both ways in the snow. Or
I was in junior high, and I was able to go to school in a limousine, baby, because I'm high class all the way. Limos to, limos from, and the maid made my cookies and milk just the way I like it.
How many feet does it take to power a Flintstones level limousine?
I wouldn't know because our butler did that. I come from humble beginnings. I'm just kidding. My father will kill me if he heard me say that.
I think if everyone is ready, I think Brandi should do us the honors of the first countdown tonight.
33-19, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, play. Now, as mentioned, we have the Women of Honor World Championship on the line here. We have Kelly Klein, who is known as the Gatekeeper. challenging champion Mayu Iwatani again for the title. Mayu, you can see currently in Stardom and all across Japanese women's wrestling. Kelly Klein really hasn't done a lot since the initial closure of Ring of Honor. She does, like Ian Riccaboni, she does not have to wrestle or be part of wrestling to work, to make a living. She is a preschool teacher. But the way she left the company is kind of we're gonna dip into
Unfortunate.
those rumor and innuendo. It was not a nice ending.
Are we talking
There
about
was some
Tessa Blanchard levels of bad?
No.
No, just not quite that bad, just unsavory. It turns out that she was married to BJ Whitmer.
BJ Whitmer. Yep.
Who was a agent backstage in ROH, but it turns out she had been having an extramarital affair with another agent, Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
And Joey kind of went off the rails on Twitter, exposing things from behind the scenes in ROH and Sinclair about the treatment and the way they handled Kelly Klein's concussion issues, which were reprehensible. They did
bad.
not.
Yep.
They did not have a proper protocol in place for treating someone with a concussion, and were trying to send her right back out to work, and that was bad. So it's that level of bad, which is why it contributed a lot to the downfall of ROH, and probably why Sinclair was like, "Yeah, we're done with this."
May I add to that story?
She's not.
May I add to the story? Her big concussion issue happened during a European tour, and the story that came out, again, this is just a story. I'm not sure if this is true or not. She was literally left on the floor vomiting after the show, and everyone had left. Apparently, she was left at the arena to kind of suffer alone while they made the next town. That's what I'd heard, and that seems and no one has ever disputed that story.
Not to remiss of a bad situation, but I feel like it fits here. Is this the same European tour that Bruce Pritchard's argued for years Hulk Hogan needed to be WWE champion for, which was why they took Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9?
No,
Bruce, I love you, but that story does not hold water at all.
Hey, so
I'm sorry,
Antonio,
that felt
you have a
inappropriate,
question?
but I felt it would be remiss not to do that.
Yeah.
watching the intros here, real quick. I'm sorry. Watching these intros here, people, and I'm one that agrees, say that WWE's production values are the best in the world, and you can't argue with that.
Yep.
Their presentation is second to none. But I gotta say, New Japan is probably second. Like, you think about AEW. I mean, they're pretty minimalist, which isn't bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It works for their style. And you have TNA Impact, which does their own thing, which is like circa 2009 WWE. But they're really putting on a big presentation for these guys here.
Yeah, this is big league.
I actually have a question for Brandi. It's actually rare I ask questions like this, but Japanese wrestling isn't exactly my forte. I remember going to New York November of 2019 before the pandemic started. I remember being shut out of a panel that was there at Anime NYC to introduce a new product called New Japan Pro Wrestling America, or something very similar to it. I remember that was something that they were working on trying to launch right before the pandemic started. Do we have any idea what happened to that? Are they actually still active, or did that end up getting shut down?
They are. The New Japan America, or New Japan Strong brand, is in America. It's based off of the West Coast, and they run shows. The overall American expansion really hasn't been able to do a lot, because until probably mid-2021, they were not able to get visas or to have with the Japanese government to have Japanese wrestlers come over. So they're hopeful that now that things are back open up again, who knows with this monkeypox situation that's going on, what's going to happen with that. But they're hopeful that it will continue to be able to make more of a footprint in the United States. But they do have a brand running, and their weekly shows are on Fike TV.
Hey,
And they are
Antonio, show me your
excellent.
hands.
Yeah.
Show me your hands.
Okay.
Thank you.
Honest question. Is Kelly Klein, is she the one that pulled the pad out of her pants, or what? Am I thinking of somebody else?
No, that was
No,
Priscilla
that's-
Kelly, who's known as what the
Gigi.
hell is her name?
Well, she was
Gigi
Priscilla Kelly.
Dolan.
She's Gigi now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I always thought it was
Yes.
her, but I was mistaken.
No,
And by the way,
Kelly Klein is very
Toxic
much
Attraction.
in that
Yeah.
Davey Richards, like very serious grappler cloth.
Oh.
Holy crap. And then a completely unrelated to this whole show comment, my wife just sent me a screenshot on Facebook of some dude that's trying to slide under DMs.
Wow.
Good luck with that, dude.
Nice.
Good luck with that.
Call him out.
Well,
I'm sorry I had to find out this way, Phil.
Well, I mean, I appreciate your honesty in the matter. And have fun with all the kids while I go on vacation. Anyone that is brave enough to take on that challenge, there are a few people that would, and I'm not tooting my own horn. What I'm saying is, go ahead. If you hate your sanity that much, fire away.
Yeah, I think Henry's like the best person for that position.
I've already got some of my kids calling you Uncle Antonio. How about I just send them over to you?
No, because I like.
Why would you do that to those kids? That's not even fair.
Because the less clothes, the better for me. I walk around with less clothes.
Oh,
Is this why
Devyn.
you're not allowed within 100 yards of a school, Dairy Queen, or Burger
Yes.
King up in Rochester?
Hey, no, that's not me.
yeah, but you have a beautiful pussy right there. Tell you that much.
No, thank you.
Oh, thanks. This is one of 7 in the house.
Let me.
Hello,
let me take off my
baby.
clothes and show
Including
you.
your fiance or not, Devin?
So
What'd you say?
You said that's one of 7 in the house. Does that include your fiance or not?
No.
Oh!
He knows I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding.
Even I didn't go there.
Whoa,
So
I didn't even see a cat up there.
I'm assuming that Mayu Utami works the Joshi style. What kind of style does Kelly Klein work?
She's definitely much that very matte based. Pick a body part, pick it apart.
I get a Chris Statlander
American sort
vibe
of
from her.
serious wrestler
Yeah.
style.
Statlander or Rhea Ripley. Yep.
What some of us would call the Bret Hart style.
Well, them legs though.
So I would kind of like the comparison I made earlier was kind of like that Davey Richards, very serious. They take their wrestling very seriously. And one
Something
thing
very-
I did want to point out about the difference in presentation, you're going to notice this with the Japanese matches. You have seconds in the corner. We have, oh my goodness, her name just left me. In the corner for Mayu. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I like this view.
So
Brandi,
y'all
was-
gave me different time
was that-
codes earlier. Where are we at now? Because one of y'all said
Was that
38,
Hanakamura?
No,
What else
that's
did
not
we bring
Hana
that to?
Kimura.
Because Hana Kimura was in the opener. In
Hana
that
was
tag
in the
team
opener.
match.
Yes, she was.
Can you believe she's been gone 2 years now? Was it 2 or
2
3?
years. Yes, as we're filming this, it is the 22nd, but in Japan, it is now the 23rd, and they're getting ready to host the second annual Hana Kimura Memorial Show. Hana Kimura tragically passed away at the age of 22 due to cyberbullying and people being extremely nasty to her online due to a reality show she was on and how she was presented.
Yep.
That's
And
fine.
as a sufferer, let me say, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel hopeless because of depression, anxiety, there are avenues that you can get help.
That's why I love you for that,
Absolutely.
Anthony. Because every time I feel like
Best
down,
thing-
whatever, you're the first person to send me a message.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's I didn't seek help for almost 20 years. Why? Because I'm a man, and men are tough. Men can handle it. Bullshit.
Hey,
I needed help. The greatest day of my life was the day I said help. True story. My mother, about a month ago, told me I always made sure to call you every day because I thought you were going to kill yourself. And that was hard. And my mother was my rock during that time. There is somebody that wants to hear your story. So please reach out to them. Reach out to me at Hoboken_cobbler on Twitter. Anthony Pires on Facebook. I'm here for you. I'm a big advocate of mental health. Big.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to share a story with you guys. I don't think I've shared with.
Please, let's get real. Let's get real.
I mean, I don't. This isn't really something I've shared outside of my immediate family. Here, give me 1 second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have in the past half-assed attempted to kill myself twice.
If it was during the time that you were a top guy, I'll be pissed because you could have reached out to me, and I feel bad for not reaching out to you.
Well, so the first time was, I'm trying to remember here. The first time I got in this horrible argument with my wife. And no, I'm sorry. No, I take that back. The first time my wife and I were on the outs, and my wife was basically on her way out the door. I don't want to get into the situation. And there was a bunch of people at my house, and I tried to go for a knife. And luckily, my best friend was there. He got the knife. He broke the knife and held me in place till the police showed up. And the police told me that I could either take myself to the hospital, or I could ride with him, my friend, to the hospital, or they could take me. And what I didn't know at the time, which my friend had pointed out to me on the ride to the hospital, was the two police officers in that room had their hands on their tasers ready to tase me. And, you know, I spent a few weeks without my wife or my kids, and it really had to put stuff in perspective. And then the second time, this is right after I started seeing a psychiatrist.
Yep.
I got into a fight with my wife about a lot of things, and she left me alone in the house, and I decided I was going to lock myself in the bathroom, play some music that I liked, and try to overdose on pills. And,
thank God you failed.
Again, these are both several years ago. So, but I can speak firsthand that mental illness is a real thing. And as a kid growing up, my parents didn't believe in that kind of stuff. But you know, again, suck it up. You're a man. Be a man. And you know, my wife, God bless her. I'm not a religious person, but if there is a God above, she brought me. She brought her to my life. He brought her to my life. I wouldn't be the person I am today without her. I would have bounced back. I would have recovered mentally. I wouldn't have been able to find confidence enough to sit here with 5 awesome people at Anthony.
And, bastard! Bastard!
So yeah, it's rough. But this is the problem. No matter how many pills you take that you're prescribed that can help, and they do help, how much therapy you seek, what you do every single day, if you suffer from mental health, you will fight it every day for the rest of your life. It's not something that ever stops. But what you need to do is find that one thing that latch onto that makes that fight worth fighting. And that's where I'm going.
And I got Brandi. I've texted our lovely Brandi a few times and said, "Hey, I'm having it bad. Please tell me a joke. Tell me something funny or something inspiring." And she always comes. Her and the lovely Amy. I got to give her credit too. She's on that thread too. They always come through for me. So
I can say it's been more than 5 years since any of that stuff occurred.
Good.
And,
you contact me next time. Understand me, young man?
There's not going to be so
good. Better not be. I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've got way too much. I mean, I have to deal with you guys every single week, and I know how much you guys would be let down if you guys didn't see this shiny bald head in front of your face.
It's a reflection coming off that thing. God damn it!
Yeah,
It's not as bald as yours, but nobody can be as bald as yours.
You guys know I had my moments with y'all. Like if I had my what's that word? Like heated words with people that don't deserve it. Just know I appreciate all of y'all, and I don't mean all that unless
It's okay.
Well, we are getting some heavy stuff over a Mayu Iwatani Kelly Klein match, ain't we?
May is mental health
Right.
this month, so I'm
And
happy to share
this is I have a tattoo for Hana that I got last year. It's got the tiger lily and hydrangeas because 2 of her moves were named after the tiger lily and the hydrangea.
that's why that's why I hate social media altogether. Except for
it's incredibly toxic.
Except for necessary communicating with friends and family. Other than that,
You have to be very proactive in curating your timeline so that you're not inundated by all that negativity, because otherwise it can be extremely overwhelming and you can get in your head and it can lead you down a very dark path.
Yeah,
you have to be very careful about who you follow, who you retweet. You can use those. There's a block feature where if certain words are used, that it gets, or if certain names or certain accounts are mentioned, that they won't pop up on your timeline. You got to use those features. And sometimes you got to be like, you know what? I need to step away from all this nonsense for a while and delete it, uninstall it, get rid of it whenever you need to, because it's not worth it.
Absolutely.
I see too much New England Patriots stuff on my Twitter. I got to delete it.
Did we just miss the end of the match?
We did.
Bill, what I want to do is, because some of us are behind the way that we're doing this tonight, I want to give it about another 60 seconds before we move to the next time code, so that way everybody gets to see the end of the match, if that's okay with everybody else.
I'm
sweet.
Wonderful with that.
Yeah, I just finished the match myself.
Driver.
Is that Kerry Selkin?
That was Kerry Selkin, yeah.
Let himself go like that.
Yes, and you see after you got your show of honor here, and by the way, the person whose name I couldn't think of that was in Mayu's corner is Sumi Sakai.
Oh God,
Kelly
yeah,
had,
legend.
Aja Pereira and a couple of other people in her corner, but that's something you'll see in a lot of Japanese matches. They have seconds. Now, they may or may not be affiliated with that person. They might just be a young boy or somebody that's learning, but there's always someone out there so that you have someone to communicate with. They have water, they have towels, they have ice packs, so that if something happens or at the end of the match, they are right there and ready to help make sure that person's okay. And if they need treatment, that they're there with gauze, gloves, ice packs, whatever is necessary.
I know it's a traditional thing, but I've never been a fan of the phrase young boy.
I mean, it's not as widely used anymore, and there definitely is a negative connotation to it.
No, I understand. I mean, I understand the history behind it, as opposed to, but I think a more modern term could be used. I mean, young boys, you can also call them ring rats. That's another term used for young boys, and I'm sure there's other ones that I can't think of at the moment. But
oh my God, the beautiful people.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
so speaking of beautiful people, we had mentioned her name earlier in the show, and
this was a nice surprise, I thought, by the way.
Yeah, I've saved this photo on here because I absolutely want to share it. We talked about Rhea Ripley a few moments ago, and this photo, it just fucking blew me away.
Yes,
Look
her back.
That, that is like her back muscles have back muscles. And that woman is a specimen, and I don't mean that in a bad way. And she is definitely a star for years to come. Who isn't a star probably for years to come in WWE anymore is Sasha Banks and Naomi. What do you guys think?
Phil, before we get into that discussion, can we jump ahead and start the next match?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
For anyone,
oh my God.
Well, we've lost Antonio, but for everybody else that's still paying attention to the dulcet tones of my voice, if you're watching along with us tonight on the Honor Club app, go ahead and jump ahead now to 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 8 seconds. This is a triple threat match for the Iwgp Junior Heavyweight Championship.
What's the time?
Devyn,
1
you'll
hour,
love this match. It's
22
amazing.
minutes, 8 seconds.
1 hour 22 and 8 seconds.
It looks
Okay.
amazing.
Yes, it's also in our little private chat, so it's also written down there.
Oh, okay.
Is that the private chat that you and I have, Brandi? Let's not. Come on.
No, that's separate. That's separate.
Wait. Hold on. Am I missing out on that?
Well, hold on. Time out.
Hell to the yes.
Oh, come on.
Time out. But before we get into all this stuff, let's say we start the next match, huh, fellas?
Okay.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Give me a second, and I'm
No
gonna
problem.
Thank God we have Henry. Thank God we have Henry here to direct traffic.
Yeah, to keep
I
us
know.
in line, yeah.
His hair is distracting though.
I know
Yeah.
he's been so jealous of mine for so long that he just
There are now 3 people at the place where I work, myself included, that have some form of blue in their hair, and it's fantastic.
nice.
So we're
I
watching
need
the
to get with
triple
my
threat
girl
match.
Desiree and have her help me fix mine because it's been a while.
So we're watching the triple threat ladder match.
Yep.
No,
No,
we were
triple
watching-
threat junior heavyweight title match.
So okay, all right. I was about to say I didn't think we were watching that.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, it's Bandito versus Dragon Lee versus Taiji Ishimori.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
ready.
you. I'd have butchered those.
I'm ready.
Damn, I'm not quite there.
Ishimori is one of my new favorites.
Good Lord,
He's
Phil. Keep up with the
amazing.
times.
I found it. I'm sorry. I've only got one screen here. I need to get a second monitor.
Yeah.
I am ready to
Guys,
go.
Guys,
All
can I interrupt one quick second before you do the countdown?
Yeah.
Go Pats! Sorry.
Oh God,
All right.
I don't need to
In,
hear that.
in 3, 2, 1,
Go Bills.
play. Go Pats!
Jesus.
Go Bulldogs.
So yeah, real quick, who wants to touch on this Sasha Banks Naomi situation? I think me personally, the people that say it's a work they need to get their head examined because WWE doesn't take your merch off the shop, and
That's
and they don't take you off of the signature intro for the shows if it's a work.
I have it from the most my opinion, the most respected wrestling journalist out there now.
Sean Ross.
I'm glad that you're friends with Dave Meltzer.
Mike-
We don't really like him on
Mike-
this show.
Mike frickin' Johnson, baby. This is not a work.
No, it's not.
Oh no, hey, it's straight shoot, yeah.
Hey, Devyn's in here twice now.
Oh my God, they're multiplying. Run.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
Devyn's like
Sorry,
a gremlin.
Phil.
Devyn's like a gremlin. He just multiplies.
I need to stay away from Syracuse then.
So, just as a heads up to everybody, I have a time code for our third segment. I will give that to you here in just a minute here in our little chat thingy, and then I'll tell the rest of the world once we get to the end of this match. We are going through the next 2 matches. Once this one concludes, we're going to start with a singles match for the British Heavyweight Championship where Zack Sabre Jr., seconded by Taka Michinoku, will go up against Hiroshi Tanahashi. I said that right, didn't I, Brandi?
Yes.
You did.
Yes, very good job. Who needs
Beautiful,
no second
Henry.
because he's the fucking ace.
Why,
Then
why does
we're
we're
Dragon
going to
Lee
go
look
into a
familiar?
second match featuring Kota Ibushi taking on Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
Isn't it Henry?
I know. Let's listen to Henry.
That's one straight segment.
Let's listen to Henry the whole episode just speaking.
Why does Dragon
right.
Lee look familiar?
Because of the
He
way
is the brother of Roosh.
Oh, Dragon Lee is the brother of Roosh or
Yep.
Bandito.
Yeah.
I point that
No,
out
Dra-
now.
Go on, Henry.
I apologize. I don't mean to cut you guys off. I point that out now because since everyone's not using the same app, there's going to be a slight intermission while we wait for everybody to get to the same place.
Was it Bluetooth?
Yes.
So, I think while we have this intermission, Henry, I think this would be the perfect time to map it, sir.
Not right yet. Not yet.
No?
I
Wow.
want to wait for the launch segment. 'Cause,
Henry, I'm calling you the general from now on.
The General.
I mean, I could become Frank Bruno, but then he'd have to grow hair.
General
Go ahead and take
mapping.
your time.
That ain't happening, Henry. That won't happen.
God,
Or let us dye his scalp this color.
I am so blown away by their presentation. Every intro is a big deal, and they got the lighting and the pop and circumstance. God, this is great.
This is why New Japan is just consistently extremely popular. I mean, yes, they have their issues. Every company has their issues with booking and how they do things and the people that they're pushing. And sometimes the stories aren't so great, but goddamn, they're always great.
It feels like sports to me.
All right, real quick, I just saw the Bullet Club sign pop up there. So I want to go around the room real quick, one at a time. Who is the best leader of the Bullet Club, in your opinion? We'll start with Henry.
Pass.
The Bone Soldier? That is awesome. I love that.
Brandi.
He's never been a leader.
No, but I mean, just the presentation of him. I just love the Bone Soldier. That just sounds badass.
Who do you think led the Bullet Club the best?
Are you talking about like the of all time? Like,
Of all time, yes, the all-time. If you could think, all right, when this guy was leading the Bullet Club, they were on fire more than any other thing, at least in your opinion, or they had the best momentum or the best stories or the best factions. Whatever you feel like they did for the Bullet Club, who do you think led the best?
I'm going with the first, which is Prince Devitt.
No.
The guy
I have
to start somewhere, and that's the best start you could ever ask for. He set the tone for what the group was going to be, and there would be no Bullet Club without him.
True, but as far as leadership goes, I got to go with the guy right now carrying the mantle, Switchblade Jay White. I'm going to tell you why. We're in a weird spot right now in history where the world is wide open. He seems to be leading Bullet Club from both Japan and the United States. He right now he's able to, given that restrictions have, fall a little bit, he's able to go back and forth. So he's showing up on Strong. He's showing up occasionally in AEW. He just did a great angle with Okada in New Japan. He's a worldwide leader. I don't want to sound like it's an ESPN plug, but he's like the worldwide leader right now that group needs. He's brought them back to relevancy, and I think Jay White is just the man. Plus, he's ridiculously handsome, so I can't.
Oh, he is.
Frank Bruno, who do you pick?
Okay, so I got my favorite of all time is Prince Devitt, but probably the best one I think that led Bullet Club and Phil. Stay off my balls. But Kenny Omega.
Sure, okay. Can't argue that.
That's actually not my pick, but Bama, who is your pick? Best leader for the Bullet Club?
If we're going best, I'd say Prince Devitt. I mean, more successful, AJ. But I mean, it's like a 1A, 1B with me. You can go either way, AJ or Prince Devitt.
Devyn?
So I honestly wasn't too familiar with New Japan because I was still in high school and stuff when the Bullet Club was getting relevant. So I'm
You
going
just
with the one
graduated.
that got my attention there. 7 years ago, but I'm going with Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega? I mean, you can never go wrong with picking him.
I actually have an answer. I had to look something up because I'm not familiar with the Bullet Club at all. When you asked me first, I almost on principle said Hulk Hogan.
That would be great.
That's how little I know about the Bullet
You
Club.
should have just said that. That would have been perfect.
But I looked up a list of current and former members, and I'd have to say I don't know if he was a leader, and I don't personally care because he's my pick just on principle.
You better not say Jeff Jarrett.
JEFF.
No!
Leader, and his involvement was one night only.
Oh, God.
I
He's
knew,
never officially left the Bullet Club.
I knew that was coming from Henry. I had a feeling that he's going to say Jeff Jarrett.
The problem I have with the other guys, AJ, Prince Devitt, was the fact that even though they were big in Japan, there was always a United States leader, which would be probably Adam Cole or eventually Cody Rhodes or whatever. I'm just saying Jay White is the guy recognized throughout the world.
I think Kenny Omega is like the one that made the Bullet Club like more mainstream throughout the world, like T-shirts and all that.
Sure, okay.
The Young Bucks helped with that.
Yeah.
So
What about Carl Anderson? You know, he was a big member in the Bullet Club.
He was now. It goes,
But
the
not a
debate
leader.
over whether or not Carl was actually a leader. goes back and forth. If you ask Carl, the whole goddamn thing was his idea.
Oh, yeah, which I know that ain't right.
He was never actually a recognized leader, and that's why when people are like, "Oh, Cody led the Bullet Club," Cody never led the Bullet Club.
In the United States, he did.
Elite.
In the U.S.,
always the leader.
Wait, in the U.S., Cody did?
I'm a big fan of Carl Anderson, though.
No.
He's just a smaller but a
Cody
good worker.
just kind of thought he did, and him, which kind of played into their match at Supercard of Honor in 2018.
What a great match! What a great match!
I was there.
Yeah.
So, and what was also interesting is also there watching that match very intently from the crowd was one Nick Aldis, who was the current NWA World's Heavyweight Champion at the time, who would go on to feud with Cody for that title, which was a very cool tie-in. Because I was sitting like probably at the corner, and I'm like, "That's Nick Aldis. He's right there."
So
I love Aldis. I love Aldis.
Speaking of which,
this match is amazing. God, this match is amazing.
Speaking of which, I didn't realize All In is on Honor Club.
Yeah.
Yes, because that is owned by ROH. That was the initial backing behind getting All In to happen, was them leveraging their ties with Ring of Honor to use their workers, their equipment, their video people, which is why when the rumors of ROH's sale came up, I'm like, Tony Khan has to at least buy the library so that they can take ownership of what was the inception of what would become AEW.
You know, I have a serious question on that point.
Hang on 1 second, Henry. I haven't thrown in my pick for leader yet. I'm going to go with AJ Styles, but not because he's my favorite wrestler. AJ Styles in TNA, he was the homegrown TNA talent. He was, quote unquote, the face of the company, but he wasn't a major star in TNA. New Japan Pro Wrestling is what put AJ Styles firmly on the map as a megastar. And with his rise to fame, brought the Bullet Club up with him. And, you know, being the first, I believe he was the first American leader of the Bullet Club. American
leader, yes.
He really just, he took it, he made it his own. He elevated himself and changed himself. He changed his look. He updated his style of wrestling. He surrounded himself with people that he knew could use that little bit of a push. And, you know, whatever happened, everything that's happened now, every iteration of Bullet Club since then has been somewhat modeled off of that version. Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, however you want to name it, he set the tone. He created the tone, but AJ Styles set the bar, and that's why I'm going with AJ.
And honestly, without AJ's run in New Japan as the leader of Bullet Club, if you don't have that to raise his stock, you don't have him coming into WWE the way he did.
Correct.
And getting right into that WWE Championship line.
And, you know, it's so funny because when he first came in, he was paired against Chris Jericho, and he lost at Mania, and everyone's like, oh, well, fuck, this man hates AJ Styles. You know,
he's done.
4 weeks later, he's in a World Championship match.
And those matches with Roman Reigns were excellent.
Every match with AJ Styles is excellent.
Wait. You wrestled with AJ Styles?
I didn't get to wrestle him. He saved me in a match back before he was in
you haven't heard this
TNA
story?
and all that.
No, I never heard that.
Yeah, tell
was
the
he
story,
Air Styles at this point, or was he just...
He was partners with Air Paris when they were air raid.
They were air raid, okay.
Because, I mean, I'm not too far from where he lives. And he come to a show when I first started training, and he saved me in a match. I was getting... Y'all remember Air Paris?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
He was the guy I had the match with, and he, I was working face Air Paris' heel, and I was about to get hit with a chair, and that's when AJ Styles came in and saved me. It's pretty awesome. I got to be the
He's your
Weren't
hero.
they a WCW tag team?
Yes.
Yeah, before WCW.
Right before everything closed down.
Yeah. Before WCW closed. Yep.
It was.
Bama, when was your last match?
Like 2010. It was been a while.
It was Air Paris and Air Styles before he was known as AJ.
So does that mean that come Top Guy weekend that you and Antonio are going to go around the ring one last time?
I'll stretch him. I don't care. I'll get
Adam, what's your finisher?
Molly,
oh no!
Oh,
no!
I'm tapping. I'm tapping.
Antonio.
Antonio,
I like your sweater.
I now have.
Oh, thank you.
I now have the image of Adam now.
Oh God, I'm blind.
I now have the image of Adam now, not Adam 2010, but Adam now doing a shooting star press, and I have to see it.
Okay.
Can you record yourself like tomorrow doing a shooting star press so we can air it on the next
I gotta
show?
find somewhere like a trampoline or something, but yeah.
Can we also get a recording of you in the Wii U wagon on the way to the hospital?
Thumbs up.
I'm not that
Phil.
bad in shape.
Yeah.
Phil, I had a request / suggestion.
Yeah.
Because you got the big marathon coming up. I know you got the Wheel of Torture coming up that's going to tell you all the WrestleManias. I was wondering, would it be more beneficial to the show if you were to have you to spin the wheel at least 4 times, right?
Oh, who knows?
Well, whatever. But I'm saying you might want to. My suggestion would be, okay, make the first wheel WrestleManias 1 through 10. Second wheel WrestleManias, because you run the risk of doing like WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35.
Yep.
Good stuff. But some of us old guys like myself might enjoy some of the older. It's almost a guarantee you're going to get something from a different era.
Right. Here's my thing though. That's where the madness comes in, because you don't know. Are we going to be stuck with consecutive WrestleManias? Are we going to get random WrestleManias? Are we going to get all good WrestleManias?
Are we going to get the first Frank Bruno to watch the graveyard match?
Oh, finally! I would love that. That would be awesome. We would track that entire fucking thing.
Phil, I don't mean to interrupt because this is a fun conversation, but we've reached the end of the match for the IWGP heavyweight or junior heavyweight title, I do believe.
Yes.
What's the weight limit for junior heavyweight title, Brandi, for the Japanese?
They've never. Oh, sorry.
Or I'm sorry, either one of you. I'm sorry, because I forgot you love it too.
2 cheeseburgers before 175.
They've never actually established it.
They've never established it.
Okay.
But there's
Bandito's a good size junior heavyweight.
But all junior heavyweights at some point have the ability to declare themselves as heavyweight.
Exactly. Okay. That's how Will Ospreay did it. Will Ospreay was in that juniors or that junior heavyweight division for a while. He made a big presentation about it and said, I'm moving on from this. I am moving on to the heavyweight division. And you can go back, but you have to sort of have that coming out moment of where you have a big performance, like you do well in, say, the G1 or the King of Pro Wrestling. And then you say, you know what, I'm going to go after the heavyweight title. And that will push you up into that next level.
Oh, this is where Enzo and Cass made all the money.
So
we don't talk about that.
To move on to the longest segment of the show, unless the IWGP heavyweight title fight at the very end is longer than this next segment, we jump ahead now for those of us watching on the ROH Honor Club to exactly 2 hours even.
Tanahashi.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
He had like this superstar vibe when he come out. I almost got like a Hollywood Hogan vibe, but the good Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe. When he walked out, he just had this charisma about him. He just had this aura like, yeah, I'm the greatest. I mean, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah. He is the ace. Like, he is like Okada is talked about a lot as sort of the new ace and the guy that carries the company. But Tanahashi, who can still go, is the ace. He is the number one guy.
He just had this Hollywood Hogan vibe when he walked out, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it first time I saw it.
The thing that bugs me about his presentation today, Brandi, you can back me up on this. They almost portray him as old. And I don't like that because he's excellent, but they almost portray him as but he doesn't look for God. I mean, I'm going to be 50.
He's like 46 now. He's not even
I look like I'm 20, but God Almighty, my body's not holding up.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
they make a big deal of pointing out that he's like the old guard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you not do this? He's still
Thank you.
performing at a
Yeah.
high
Thank you.
So
level.
this Forbidden Door pay-per-view that we've got coming up, do you guys think we'll see Okada there?
We're gonna see
Oh,
either
have to,
Tanahashi
have to,
or
have to.
Okada.
I kind of doubt it.
If
Guys,
they don't, oh, sorry.
have we all hit the 2 hour
Are we
time
ready?
code?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1,
Go Bills.
play.
Go Pats!
As you were saying, Anthony.
Yep. If Okada doesn't show up to the Forbidden Door, see, I chew my nails, so it's tough to open my beer. If Okada doesn't show up at Forbidden Door, there's going to be some disappointed people. He's expected to be there.
Yep.
And I always, I back in 2019, right before all the world went to hell with COVID, there was a weekend tour that New Japan came. I was able to see the show in Lowell, Massachusetts. They then went to Hammerstein Ballroom in Philadelphia. For some reason, Okada was not on the Hammerstein Ballroom card. If you look at the results, he wasn't there, and there were a lot of disappointed people. I don't know why he wasn't on the New York City show. Ah, there we go. There's my beer. But he has to be there. He's expected to be there.
So real quick, before this match gets started, I'm going to go in and throw out our TGT group chat quote of the week. This week's pick is from Antonio, who said, "Who would you rather deal with, Red Ass Phil or Red Ass JR?"
Oh,
Red Ass Phil. Red Ass Phil all the way, because Red Ass JR can be a scary, can be a very scary, surly man. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you a little story about JR. Top Guy Weekend. He does his show with Lawler. Great time. I get in line, and I say something like, "JR, my boy." I do my Jim Barnett impersonation. He looks at me like, "I'm goddamn done with the show. Don't give me that. Don't give me that Jim Barnett impersonation." I'm like, "Yes, Mr. Ross. Shut up with that stuff. God damn it, Jesus." And he was surly. He was surly. I was afraid of Jim Ross, and I could probably take him in a fight at this point, but Jesus Christ, he was surly.
I
would
mean,
know-
maybe this is just a difference because I can feel like I can manage Red Ass JR, but that's because I'm also a girl and I have boobs.
Them
So
bangs.
I was so excited to get my picture taken with them. I don't remember the conversation that we had. That photo is by far the coolest photo I've ever taken. Like a childhood 16-year-old me would have had a wet dream that he got a photo with the greatest announce team of all time.
No, you didn't.
You
The
shut
greatest announced team of all time includes Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, not Tony Schiavone and Jerry the King Lawler.
regardless.
Take that back.
Regardless,
Give-
that photo is even in the intro to this show as my little thing. I'm going to bring that next year. It's unfortunate that Jerry Lawler probably won't be there next year, but I would love to have that photograph personalized.
Why do you think JR won't be there?
No, not JR King. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think
I say you
Conrad
did say
had to
Jerry,
pull,
I thought.
yeah, I think Conrad had to pull some serious strings to get Lawler on there because he was a WWE guy.
But remember though, Jerry Lawler has his own independent bookings. He wrestles more than anybody in AEW these days.
Right.
Every
He's always
weekend he's always wrestling. God bless him.
Are they trying to still try to keep Enzo and Cass out? Because I see them looking.
Yeah, right here they are. They're actually pushing them up the ramp at this point.
So
And,
we're going to talk about it. My big problem with this was not the fact that they even brought them in. I think that was a cool idea. The way they did it was cool. They didn't fucking tell New Japan they were doing it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And you see the brothers. Oh daggum it.
The
Briscoes.
The Briscoes beat the hell out of Enzo.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
They
the
beat the
wrestlers
hell out of
didn't
him.
know outside of Bully Ray and Tama Tonga and the Briscoes were ready to literally murder them. The Japanese announce team was completely caught off guard. Japanese management in the back was having a cow because they thought people were attacking their wrestlers. Like, you can't do that.
That hurt the ROH New Japan relationship badly.
Tell everybody that something's going to happen.
I think, you know,
I wouldn't want to have I wouldn't want to have God or the Briscoes fighting me.
Yeah, the Briscoes are down and dirty fighters. You can tell.
Oh yeah.
I don't know much about modern day as in right now today, Enzo Amore and how he's doing, but I am very impressed and very happy with the progress, both mentally and physically, that Cass, aka
Big Cass,
has made. He's a completely different guy, and I'm really happy that he's in the spot he's in now.
I love, good for him. What a story. What a story. What a redemption story. And guess what he did? He got help. He needed help, and he got it. Good for him. He's a success story.
Mark this down on, May 22nd, 2022, 8:19 p.m. Central Standard Time. W. Morrissey will be back in WWE, and within the next 5 years, he will be a world champion.
3 years.
I hope so.
He'll be there in 3
We're
years.
going to talk about this. 6 years ago today, Cody Rhodes left WWE.
Oh, wow.
Jesus, that's right. That's right.
That was
So,
6
Phil,
years
can we
ago today, and look at everything that's happened in 6 years, and we are right back to where we began.
Yep.
Can we have an honorable mention for the line of the week for the group chat? Remember talking about birth control and stuff? You remember that?
Uh-oh.
And I said I got pulled out of control.
Yes.
I don't think it's full circle and he's right back where he's not, because he's not. Cody Rhodes is in a whole different level.
He's a star. He's a freaking star.
They have a Cody countdown on Twitter as to when Cody's going to appear on Raw now. He's like the lead face on the Mylars and the top draw on the house shows. And I've never seen anyone get shot to the main event status and pushed this hard as Cody Rhodes coming back from the company. And do you know who did that? Cody Rhodes. Because Cody Rhodes went out and he made, not only did he make a name for himself, he made competition for WWE. And Vince McMahon, as much as he doesn't acknowledge competition publicly, he doesn't talk about it, respects the hell out of people like that who are willing to go and say, you know what, Vince McMahon, fuck you. Kind of like Jeff Jarrett did when he told him to double the money that was owed. Vince actually laughed about that. Cody went out, said, not only am I going to prove you wrong, I'm going to go against you. We're going to go head to head. And now he's back. And Vince is like, you know what? I was wrong. This guy's money.
Yep. I'll tell you, I will be at SummerSlam. I hope to God it's Roman versus Cody, because that is a dream match to me right now.
Well, let me ask, do you think that could be this decade's Stone Cold and The Rock?
Maybe. I don't think Cody's going to get the title until later in the year, or maybe all the way to Mania. I think it's going to be a big build, like almost he's close to it. He'll be in Money in the Bank, and he'll almost get the briefcase. Like, it's going to be a series of this closes and screw jobs all the way to the point where he's going to win the Rumble, probably. That's just my take on it. But
I think he's going to win the Money in the Bank. I think he's going to win Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't win Money in the Bank. I hope he wins the Rumble. I hope he does not win Money in the Bank.
Now, here's
why is that?
It's almost like
Adam, why is that? Adam, why is that?
Because it's almost like if he wins Money in the Bank, it's like it's a given that he's going to win everything. Because the way they promote Money in the Bank, when you cash it in, you win. I want it to be a straight up match between Cody and whoever. I don't want him to take advantage of a fallen whoever's champion at the time. I want to see the presentation. Cody versus Roman, or Cody versus whoever. I want to see the big presentation, the build-up, the whole 9 yards.
I think if Cody wins Money in the Bank, he's going to say, I'm going to cash in on this date at this time in a match.
John Cena did it.
That's the only
John Cena did it.
That is that right there. Yes, even if he does that, but just the way WWE does shit, I'm just afraid they won't do that.
Yep. The only people.
Build up.
Yep. Cena and Rob Van Dam are the only two that said I'm going to do it on this day, on this time. Try to beat me.
And I just want to see WWE doing it with Cody. I mean, because you know how they do booking. I would just
Yep.
rather see, hey, he's the Royal Rumble winner. We're going to for 3 months, we're going to put Cody on this pedestal from January to April. I want to see him just say, this is what we got coming, guys. I want the 3-month build-up. I want the whole 9 yards. I want everything.
I think they're all waiting on what The Rock's schedule is looking like.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw in our Twitter group chat, Money Mike,
Yeah.
we love you, buddy. We miss you. Posted an article about, The Rock has no movie bookings for Q1 of 2023. Slow your roll.
But it's an insurance thing, too, because if he gets hurt, it's an insurance thing with the companies. Just because he don't have bookings for movies, if he
the
gets
new
hurt, he's done.
XFL is supposed to launch in February 2023.
Yeah, go Guardians.
So
tell you
I
what,
think
look
the
at-
only
look-
reason he has
yeah.
no bookings for the first quarter of 2023 is because he's launching a fucking football organization.
Yeah.
Speaking
And
of,
God bless him, he's got a Disney deal already.
Yeah,
We,
he's got Disney. They've got mainstream television slot for the new XFL, something they never had.
Dwayne Johnson is the man. Real quick, I want to circle back to Money in the Bank real quick. I've had this running gag with the couple of wrestling friends I have here that, Connor, one of them I brought to Top Guy Weekend, another guy named Mike. Nobody you know. I've had this running gag for 6 years with him now. Every year, I predicted the same man to win Money in the Bank because eventually a broken clock's going to be right. I picked Kevin Owens to win the Money in the Bank every fucking year. And every year, it always seems like every year he's the last guy reaching up before he gets knocked out and the winner gets the briefcase. And it's pissing me off.
See, my
So
pick
Devin
is
or-
his best friend, Sami Zayn.
You know what pisses me the hell off?
Actually, I'm sorry, Anthony.
No.
What Devin said, Sami Zayn winning the Money in the Bank, that
That'd
could
be
be
cool.
very entertaining.
That'd be cool.
Yes, it would. God, him teasing, cashing it, teasing it. I think I'm just going to wait. I'm locker room leader. I'm going to wait. I would love to see him win Money in the Bank.
Anthony?
I gotta go
Although
off topic for a
WWE's
second.
had this conspiracy against him.
No, I
No
don't think
one
it's
can
like
stop him because he's got an open
Oh,
contract.
yes. I think here's something that no one ever talks about, that there's an actual contract in that briefcase. I think that we see Sami Zayn win the world title. He sneaks in a win. He's got the world championship. But the next Raw or before Raw is over, turns out that contract's not in the briefcase.
Or they have a lock on the
Conspiracy.
briefcase. He can't open it. He can't open the briefcase to access the contract because it's locked.
That
He
would have
got
been
the
so
lock.
great. That will be so great.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, they could do a lot of things with Sami Zayn in that briefcase.
That'd be entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
Not as entertaining as what you're about
Either
to hear
him
from
or
me.
Kevin Owens would be better than Otis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me started on Otis.
They dropped the ball with that.
What was it you were about to say, Pires?
Yeah.
Okay, off topic. This is completely off topic.
Oh,
There is
God.
something that has bothered me. Yeah, oh God is right. There is something that has bothered me for 40 years, and I got to get this off my chest. And I know what's coming. Guys, Charlie Brown. The Charlie Brown specials. God bless everyone loves that bald-headed, Jerry curly hair in the front guy. But you know who I freaking hate more than life itself is Lucy Van fucking Pelt. The goddamn bitch of the goddamn Peanuts Gallery. She shows up there every single goddamn episode, and she calls him a blockhead. Christmas episode. Okay, the freaking kid is in charge. He's what, 6 years old, 7, 8 at best. They send him out to direct a play and tell him to go get a goddamn Christmas tree. What does he do? He goes out and get the best Christmas tree that not only he can afford, but the best Christmas tree that he can carry because he's 8 freaking years old. He shows up, and what do they do? What does Lucy Van Pelt do? She sits there and shits. She pulls down her pants or pulls whatever her underwear from that ridiculous dress that she wears and takes a virtual shit all over this guy. She sits there and craps all over him while he tries to bring these bastards the spirit of Christmas. And at the end of the whole thing, it's like, oh, Charlie Brown, you're a bastard. You're a loser. You suck. But what happens at the end? It's friggin' Linus. It's Linus that gets the speech. And all of a sudden, you know what she says? You know what she says after Linus gives the speech? Charlie Brown may be a blockhead, but he did get a nice treat. Fuck. Excuse my language. Fuck you, Lucy Van Pelt. I hope you get run over by a frickin' car. I hope you get frickin' run over by a car, a tractor, whatever the hell you want to do. She shits on him for the goddamn Christmas tree. She shits on him. She shits on him for making toast at Thanksgiving. You know something? That bitch was so unloved by her family. They wouldn't have her over for Thanksgiving frickin' dinner. And she sits there and craps all over this nice young boy who makes her toast. Frickin' toast. Listen, I was 8 years old once, folks. Toast is not an easy thing to make. And she sits there and shits all over him. Lucy Van Pelt, you are in deference to our friends at Filter Free Podcast. Lucy Van Pelt, you are the douche canoe of the freaking century. That's all I got.
I hope a piano falls on your face.
Speaking of Filter Free Podcast, I have been informed that we can expect all the cast members of Filter Free Podcast at some point during our marathon, highly intoxicated. It should be a wonderful time. The last time I had a conversation with TJ when he was intoxicated was at Full Gear.
Don't bring it up.
Full Gear, and we were on the phone, and I was telling him about how much I loved it. And he just shit all over it.
Don't bring
and
that
then
up.
I proceeded to verbally destroy him.
It was a fun time.
And by the way, what the hell qualifies Lucy as a goddamn psychiatrist? Bitch.
She only charges 5 cents.
So Zack Sabre Jr. versus
that was a lot of money to an 8-year-old boy.
They're putting on a 7-star classic here that we're talking over. Does anybody remember we're watching the G1 Supercard tonight?
You mean we haven't jumped back in time to the first WrestleMania?
Yeah, but you gotta remember the Peanuts game is facing all these problems. Meanwhile, Snoopy is just like living free, have no worries in the world.
Oh God, he sits there and shits in the yard. He lives his best life. The bear he crashes his plane at Christmas. The Baron lets him go. I'd have shot Snoopy in the head because that freaking dog laughed at Charlie Brown too. Screw Snoopy! Screw Snoopy!
It reminds me of the Family Guy skit where Peter Griffin shows up, and grabs the ball, and beats the crap.
Greatest moment in television history because Lucy Van Pelt freaking deserved it. And that's all I got for Lucy Van Pelt. Rant number 1, market rant number 1 of the day.
Actually, you stopped for a full 30 seconds by rule. That is now rant number 2.
Oh, sorry.
No,
my rant number 2 is going to come later. Oh, wait till
rant number 3.
I got a question.
Before you continued on your diatribe with Lucy, the record will reflect you stopped for at least 30 seconds. By rule, that concludes rant number 1. You started rant number 2 by finishing up your little speech here about Snoopy and Lucy Van Pelt.
Because I needed to light a smoke. Because after I'm done with Lucy Van Pelt, Michael.
30 seconds to light a cigarette.
Well, I use matches for the most part, so it's difficult.
Okay,
don't get me started on Michael Cutler Hawk from Over the Top.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody said, "Oh Jesus!" Fine, I'll go into this right now if you want me to. Michael frickin' Cutler Hawk, this little rich bastard who had Robert Loggia as his grandfather and Terry frickin' Funk as his bodyguard. He sits there in his little military thing. He goes out there day in and day out and shits all over his father, who's a goddamn trucker, who just wants to provide for his son. But no, the kid's gotta talk about how his father's a hustler when he beats the guy that looks like Moondog Spot in an arm wrestling match at a diner in friggin' Arizona. And then as his father tries to connect with him, he lets him drive the truck. Oh, Dad, I drove a dune buggy once. You know what, kid? Screw you up. I'm sorry, Henry's got his hand up, so what do you got?
Actually, I'm going to let you finish.
Thank you. Thank you very friggin' much. The kid sits there, shits all over his father during a cross-country trip to go visit his dying mother. And he goes out there day in and day out and just tells his father what a loser he is. Sylvester frickin' Stallone, Lincoln Hawk, 1986 Las Vegas arm wrestling champion, that he's a loser, that he owes nothing. And then the kid steals a car. The kid's a thief. He's a liar. He's a whiny little bitch.
Anthony, you're
This rant was so good, Sapphire came to check it out.
Wait, what?
Brandi, is that your beautiful pussy there?
Yes.
Let's see it.
Adam,
Deigns to join us.
Adam has been unusually quiet tonight.
Wait, what is Anthony's thoughts on Peppermint Patty?
Oh, that little bitch. She goes out there. She calls him Chuck. Listen, Peppermint Patty is not without fault. She was at that goddamn Thanksgiving dinner, and she's the one that pressured Chuck, as she calls him, to make her a dinner. You know why? Because her family hated her. And by the way, why does Marcy call her sir? Is she really Peppermint Patty or Peppermint Patrick? She treats Marcy.
Peppermint Patty is her dom. So
She treats Marcy like a second-class citizen, and goddamn Marcy's the nicest human being, who's as nice as can be to Charlie Brown. But hey, Chuck, hey, this is awesome. Why don't you make me this? And you know what? Screw that entire neighborhood for giving that boy rocks. God damn it, he shows up in a goddamn Halloween costume. Just one having to. You all, listen, there are 7 of us in this conversation. We all put on costumes, masks, and things for Halloween. We got candy. We got Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Baby Ruths, which, by the way, my father made me give him all this Baby Ruths, that bastard. But no, what did Charlie Brown frickin' get? He got rocks. Which means the neighborhood had to be prepared for Charlie Brown to give him rocks. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like
we're going through Anthony's childhood stuff.
He's got memories.
I am the only guy that watched this thing saying, why the hell are they being so mean to him? I mean, I admit, 7th grade I was bullied until I joined a gang, the Damn Rascals, and we started bullying other kids. But I knew what it was like to be bullied. I know what it's like. Now I'm a nice man. I'm nice. I'm charitable. I bought a copy of We Are the World. But for God's sakes, Peppermint Patty was the second in command to Lucy Van Pelt in thinking that Charlie Brown was some kind of a slave that she could just force her way upon and make him do her bidding. It's God. Bullshit. It's bullshit.
That kick out was so. I thought the match was over right there.
Yeah, no.
That was like. That sling
I apologize for that rant.
Him in half.
Can someone give me a time check real quick?
What about Woodstock, Pires?
I'm at 22:30.
What about
22, 32, 33? Yeah.
What
so
about,
we're not going to go past that. You were in the group called the Rascals. Were you Spanky? Who were you in the Rascals?
We were the damn frickin' Rascals, for God's sakes.
Okay.
You know, we were the guys that listened to Ozzy Osbourne, which my parents wouldn't let me listen to. Listen, serious question, serious problem. My parents would not allow our chauffeur driver, to take me to the 1986 Ultimate Sin Ozzy Osbourne tour. I had to find friends. Of course, I had to pay them. I had to find friends to take me to concerts back in the day.
I thought 86 you were like 35, so I thought you could just go on your own.
I think
Adam, you should look
at the match.
Hey, Anthony, let me ask you a question. Were you a part of the Greasers or the Soaps?
Oh, Greasers! Oh, I was a Pony Boy. I was a Pony Boy fan all the way. But I hated that frickin' Ralph Macchio kid. Karate Kid, he pissed me off more than anybody else. You should have seen me back in the days of the Karate Kid Part 3 message boards, back in the IMDb days. That freaking kid. Oh, Mr. Miyagi. The old man, the old Japanese man, Mr. Miyagi, gave him confidence. He gave him a car. And what does he do? He blames Allie for destroying his car on prom night. When in reality, she was sick of his bullshit. Did you see his tuxedo that he wore to prom night? It was the 1980s. Karate first scene in sorry, Henry, go ahead.
I apologize because I'm getting to where I like this. But has anybody else reached the end of the match, or am I the only one?
Zach's here.
That's it.
Okay.
And Pires just did his 5th rant of the night.
Well, the 5th rant will continue because when I get into Daniel frickin' LaRusso.
So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a brief intermission. We're not actually stopping the show, but for those of us that aren't watching on the Ring of Honor, on the Honor Club, we're going to stop for just a moment to let the people who are watching in New Japan catch up with us and select the next match. I've stopped. I am at 2 hours, 24 minutes, 49 seconds. They're preparing to introduce the next match.
2:24:49.
Yeah, that was. I stopped play to.
I stopped at exactly the same time you did.
Adam, you're a good man. Better than I could ever hope to be.
I'm almost there.
You're such a sweetheart.
But you will never have this beautiful head of hair. Look at this. Jesus Christ. And by the way, my fundraiser is still $1,300 away from, I've extended it to the end of June. So if you guys want to shave my head at Top Guy Weekend, man, get on the GoFundMe, Tomorrow Fund, Anthony Pires. Go to my Twitter feed, top thing, Hoboken_cobbler. Donate, and you can shave my head.
I'm curious where your tagline comes from, Hoboken Cobbler. Have you talked about that?
Do you ever watch Better Call Saul?
I saw some of it, yeah.
Okay. There is apparently an underground movement. I'm sorry, Henry, are we on the next match? Are we good?
Are we ready to continue, everybody?
I'm
Yeah.
just about
I
there.
am.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Apparently, there is an underground movement of men who release videos of themselves sitting in pie. Yes.
Is that
For our
gratification?
For gratification, there are men apparently, I'm not sure if this is true or not. It's called Hoboken Squat Cobbler or Dutch Apple Ass, Simple Simon the Ass Man, Boston Cream Splat.
Sorry, I asked.
Apparently, they sit in a pie. They sit in pie and they wiggle around.
Oh,
I'm not sure if this is real or not, but
Thank you, Phil.
I have a question.
by the way, yeah, go ahead.
Are they like 12-inch pies, or do they make like really big pies?
Oh my!
They are regular 12 inches that you would find around, you'd find in your basic grocery store. And basically, and by the way, the rule is apparently men have to be fully clothed. It's not like naked men doing things. Sometimes they wear diapers. Sometimes they wear baby onesies, and they jump in the pie. They wiggle around, and they show the results on their asses. And apparently, well, those are crybaby squats, so they're special. And some men can put out real tears. So it's very, very special, apparently.
I thought it was.
Guys. If we're all at the right time code and everybody's got pulled up, if you're watching along with us on the Honor Club, haven't turned this off by now, we are at 2 hours, 24 minutes, 49 seconds. If everybody's ready, Brandi, you want to go ahead and do the countdown again?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Go back.
Play. We're going to talk about anything except that.
Brady, I love your countdowns.
I'd like to say goodbye to all the fans of Top Guy Theater, since I will never be invited back again.
I feel like I've had 2 different questions on 2 different top guys that have pretty much ruined the show. One being with Frank Bruno about a certain colored food, but then I feel like I ruined the show by asking what your tagline was.
Oh my God.
I'm going to take the lead here for just a second. because I think we still have a ways to go, and I think
Please do.
Ultimately going to be proven wrong because I think I'm about to ruin the show. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to Map It tonight, I want to say a few words about something that I've been holding in now for more than a week. I want to make perfectly clear before I keep going any further that what I am about to say only represents my own opinion. I do not claim to speak for anybody else. I don't claim to speak for Top Guy Theater. I don't claim to speak for anybody that has chosen to join us tonight. And I will say right now that if what I am about to say ultimately offends some of our listening public, I'm sorry, but I feel the need to say what needs to be said. Phil, if you could do me a favor and throw up on screen the little banner that says, if you're seeing this, we forgot to cut this segment. Because ultimately, there's going to have to be a little bit of editorial control here, I think. And if are you absolutely sure?
We don't cut anything out of the show.
Fair enough. So last Saturday, as we were getting ready to do the Montreal Screwjob Survivor Series 1997, I put together something that I genuinely felt was special. For the first time that I can remember, to open the NFL season in September, the Buffalo Bills are going to be playing in the home opener. Well, not in the home opener. That would indicate that we're playing in Buffalo. But we are playing in the season opening game against the Los Angeles Rams. And that was the first time that I could remember that happening in my long fandom since the Music City Miracle. And I was prepared to basically kind of hijack a little bit of the show with it. But between the time we finished formatting on Saturday and we ultimately went to record on Sunday, an awful tragedy happened in Buffalo, New York last Saturday afternoon. That left 10 people dead, 3 more wounded, and damaged a vibrant community in the city of Buffalo, New York. I'll be honest. Seeing some of the things that I've seen the last week have shaken me to my core. I genuinely cannot understand for the life of me how such hatred and such evil can still exist in this world today.
Yep.
The person who I won't name by name is Erie County Jail inmate 153107, and he will be that until either the federal government takes his life or, having been found guilty by a jury of his peers on 10 counts of murder in the first degree, spends the rest of his life in a New York State maximum security prison where he belongs. He deserves what he's going to get, one way or the other. But earlier this week, and it's why I dug this out, this is actually kind of special to me. Brandi got this for me as a gift. I broke this out because earlier this week, I saw something that gave me a renewed sense of hope in the community. On Wednesday, team members from the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bandits, which is a National Lacrosse League team that shares their home arena with the Buffalo Sabres, and the Sabres themselves all went down to that neighborhood in Buffalo. They handed out food. They tried to bring a little bit of hope. They fed about 750 people. The day after that, former Buffalo Bills players of all stripes and colors from different parts of the country made their way to New York. Or made their way to that part of Buffalo, too. As did Buffalo Bills, Sabres, and Bandits owners Terry and Kim Pagula and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. I've said vile and nasty things about Roger Goodell, both in public and in private. Some of them I've even said here. Roger Goodell, however, for what he chose to do to try to bring a little bit of hope and opportunity back to the people of Buffalo, New York. However I might feel about him as commissioner of the league, he has my undying respect, as do the players of the Bills, the Bandits, the Sabres, some of the legends of the Buffalo Bills that took time out of their own busy lives to come back home and try to repair some of the damage done by a vile, evil human being. Martin Luther King Jr. said in a speech in Washington that he had a dream that one day that man would not be judged by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. I do not understand for the life of me why almost 60 years on from that iconic speech, that instead of trying to judge people by how they act and how they treat us, we still look down on one another because there are people in this world that think that just because you're not the same color they are, that you don't count, that you aren't as good as they are. And that ultimately disgusts me down to my core. I had wanted to say all of this last week and to let myself talk myself out of it because I felt like it was too raw to do that soon after such a tragedy. And ultimately, I'm glad I did, because seeing the Bills and the Sabres and the Bandits come out as a family to try to help repair the community gives me a legitimate vision of hope as a integral part of the community of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors, tries to rebuild itself again.
If I can take over for just a second. In the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only love can do that.
Yeah.
Hatred cannot drive out hatred. Only love can do that.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, it hit me hard.
So the only way we can fight these people who seek to divide us and to seek to other us based on our color, based on our religious beliefs, based on our political beliefs, based on who we love. The only thing we can do is continue to spread the message of love and acceptance, and to continue to hold out the hand for the person that's stumbling, for the person that's falling, and to lift them up and to say, I've got you. Because at the end of the day, there's only one race. There's the human race. And we will absolutely destroy each other if we let us. But we have to. It's so hard. It's so easy to be jaded by all the horrible things that happen, and we cannot let them take our compassion. We cannot let them take our love and our empathy, because that's how they win. And that's how this will end, is that we are going to continue to fight, that we are going to band together, and we are going to take a stand and say that Dr. King's dream is not dead. We've got a lot of work to do. But we're here and we're fighting. And if you're someone who's ever been marginalized or victimized, we see you. We are here for you. I had this happen with someone who I thought was a friend, and they called someone, another wrestler who is muscular, a man, because they don't have the body that's feminine. And it's terrible that people still think that way. Just let people be who they are. Because that's our greatest strength, is that we are all not the same. I am not the same as Anthony. I am not the same as Henry. I am not the same as Antonio. But we all bring different things to this world that make it better.
Well said.
I didn't want to interrupt you, Brandi, but in closing, before we actually go on to the actual segment for Map It for the show tonight, I want to close by saying this. All of the topics that we've just discussed are things that we typically tend to try to avoid, in large part because for the large part, this is something that we all do to try to have fun, to try to have a good time, and to try to get to know people better. I said at the beginning that I spoke only for myself. I can tell based on the reaction I got from everybody else after I started that isn't the case. But I said that because I made a decision on my own before we went to air last week that at some point I was going to say something. This may not be seen by very many people. I have no idea if ultimately it'll be seen at all. But as far as I'm concerned, even if what I'm saying is only heard by the seven of us, I, for lack of a better turn of phrase, have a pulpit of sorts. And I feel that it's not right and it's disingenuous to not use that pulpit every once in a while for the betterment of society as a whole. And I do want to apologize. I imagine that there are people that are going to hear what we've said tonight that will be offended.
Screw them.
Screw them. Absolutely.
But
You said it better. I could not have said it better than you or you and Brandi. Honest to God.
I think with that, Phil, I want to try to go back to the normal
Wait,
spirit of our
Antonio
show.
wants to say
he'd
something.
like to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but maybe it's gotta be a couple years ago on my bus. I never encountered people judging me because of my race, because I'm Puerto Rican, and this passenger I had on my bus was unruly or whatever. So I pulled over and told him he got to get off. What are you doing? Whatever. Just out of blue, he called me. No offense. I mean, you could bleep it out, but he called me a spick and all that. Just called me racist stuff. I mean, I didn't think nothing of it, whatever. But he got off or whatever. But that was my first true experience of people that hate people because of their color of the skin.
See,
yeah,
I'm unique in that I'm the only person in our group that's actually met you face to face, I think. And you know what my honest to God first reaction was when I saw you?
God, he's got a small penis.
That was my second thought. My
We
first thought,
met him over the internet.
my first thought was he's just as tall in person as he is on camera.
You mentioned something real quick earlier about, we're all about having fun and meet new people. We have kind of this agreement that when this show stops being fun for us is when we stop doing this show.
Yep.
Because we're all about having fun. But
I didn't suck all the fun out tonight, did I?
No. What I'm saying is
no, not at all. No, it had to be said.
Exactly. But along with the fun stuff is we're a team and we're friends, and there are modern events that go hand in hand with what we do and what we discuss and what we watch that need to be addressed. And I personally myself as the substitute host, and I'm sure if Frank were here, he'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Screw anyone that's offended by it.
I speak for Frank in that regard. Yes, you're 100% right, Phil.
And see, being from Alabama, and you guys from New York and Alaska and Maryland and everything, down here we don't go through a lot of that stuff, like the shootings and whatnot, because down south, all we care about is drinking beer and being rednecks. So
Screwing your sister?
That's what most people in my part of New York care about too.
Cousin. Okay, I'm sorry.
Second and third cousins, preferably. But anyway, just say we don't go through that, because I don't want to say it's unheard of. We go through our things down here, but I mean, I just can't imagine having to go through that. I mean, it's crazy. I can't imagine.
I think I am ready to be mapped. Map me hard, Henry.
Oh God!
Bring it on.
Hold on. Let's put on my raincoat, please. Oh my God! Could be a thunderstorm in here or something. A snowstorm. Look at Devyn. He's ready to.
Yo ho ho!
Hey!
Blow me down!
Na 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 na.
332 Kitty Hawk, USS Kitty Hawk. This is NAVCOM State Dr. Roger, over.
It's like I said at the beginning of the show tonight. Tonight's New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor G1 Supercard takes place from inside fabulous Madison Square Garden in Manhattan in New York City. Because we've covered so many WWE events from this venue ad nauseum, I'm not going to talk about the location tonight. I am instead going to delve into a little bit of the research that I did. And to start, I'm going to go back to November the 14th, 1960. Why is that date important? That was the last time a non-WWE event takes place at Madison Square Garden prior to tonight's show. It features a card that is headlined by Antonio Rocca and future WWE champion and Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino, promoted by a man by the name of Jack Pfeffer. I think I'm saying that right. I might not be.
Pfeffer.
God bless
Yep.
you.
Zephyr. Yep.
From 1960 until this show in 2019, Madison Square Garden was the exclusive home of events put on by a company that began its life as the Capital Wrestling Corporation, that would become the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation, and then now modern-day WWE. WCW never ran shows here. ECW never ran shows here. Jim Crockett Promotions, before they were bought by Turner, though they tried to make runs into the Northeast, they never came to the Garden. Let me see here. I went down a little too far, but I think I still got it. Other major promotions in the U.S. now, such as Impact Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling, have yet to try to run Madison Square Garden. This is a unique event in that it is a first for the first time in almost 60 years. New Japan is very, from how I understand some of the things I researched, New Japan Pro Wrestling is the #1 professional wrestling organization in Japan. It is bigger than any of its competition. It is also, because of their past affiliations with companies such as Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling and AEW and WWE and WCW, one of the better known Japanese companies in the United States. This show had a crowd of over 16,000 people. You can tell by the way that they have MSG set up, which reminds me a little bit of how WWE used to do it. In some of the past shows that we've covered from the Garden, Royal Rumble 2000 being a perfect example. When they would do the hard camera shots, you could see down the aisle. They have the arena set up differently for this, which I think is kind of nice. It gives off less of that new era WWE vibe. The previous year's event that ran with a Supercard title for Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor 12, concurrently was held with WrestleMania 34 weekend. And it was run from the Uno Lakefront Arena on April 7th, 2018, in front of a sellout crowd of 6,100 people. The main event of that pay-per-view featured Dalton Castle defeating Marty Scurll for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship. And what is a legitimate first for us, I get to talk about a WWE event without covering that WWE event. This same weekend, WWE holds 2 separate events. Its NXT bannered program will hold NXT TakeOver New York the night before this show from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The main event of that show is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship between Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole in front of a sold-out crowd of 15,167 people.
Great match.
The main event of the weekend that until the 2-night WrestleMania format became popular with the COVID-19 pandemic, however, ultimately isn't the NXT show. It's not this one that we're watching tonight. It is WrestleMania 35, which takes place the next day after this show, April 7th, from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. MetLife Stadium is, of course, known as the home of 2 professional NFL franchises, the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. So I don't give a fuck what anybody says. New York State's represented by only one NFL franchise. It's not the Giants and the Jets. It's the Buffalo Bills.
Go Bills!
Thank you, Antonio. In front of a sold-out crowd of, I didn't actually document the number. The main event of the show this night is a legitimate first for WWE. For the first time in its 35-year history, a winner-take-all match for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships would see Raw champion Ronda Rousey defend her title against SmackDown's champion Charlotte Flair and the winner of the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble, Becky Lynch, which was a major departure from past pay-per-views where it was the men's matches that headlined the end of the show. Becky Lynch would win that match and would start a reign as Becky Two Belts, which would last several months until she ultimately dropped the SmackDown Women's Championship, I think, in July. She would hold the Raw Women's Championship until April of 2020 when she took a hiatus from the company because she announced when she surrendered the belt, actually, which was kind of unique in and of itself because the winner of the 2020 Women's Money in the Bank match became the Raw Women's Champion. Asuka won the title after Becky Lynch forfeited it to take a hiatus to go and have her little baby girl, which she did before the end of 2020. This is the last full house WrestleMania until this year's 2-night spectacular from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The 2020 WrestleMania was held at the WWE Performance Center, and the 2021 WrestleMania was held over 2 nights from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida, the home of the former reigning and defending world champions of football, led by NFL quarterback Tom Brady.
Tom frickin' Brady.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that's all I got.
And now we're all
Go
quiet.
Pats!
Dead.
Go Bills.
No, you was talking about WWE when they run here at Madison Square Garden, the different camera work and different angles. That for some reason, they make it look bigger here than what WWE does. I mean, just because of the different camera angles and whatnot that they're doing here,
The lighting was unique too.
it just makes it look bigger than what WWE does when they run it here.
Yep.
Well,
It's just crazy. 10 stations like right under it.
Yes, that's the cool part. I was with my ex at the time, and we literally took the Long Island Railroad train from their house out on Long Island. We took the Long Island Railroad right to Penn Station, literally go up 2 flights of stairs, and it's right there.
Oh, I missed
Brandi, did you go to the WrestleMania?
I did not. I made the executive decision. It turned out to be the right decision to not do that.
And I do want to say one more thing, because we've apparently lost our host. I don't know where Phil went, but at the moment, I guess I'm in charge. You know what really grinds my gears?
You will, man.
The 8-hour WrestleMania format.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Now, back in the day, WrestleMania 4 is a perfect example of this. That pay-per-view does run close to 4 hours.
I was there.
Because of the story that they built for it, you are crowning a new and undisputed World Wrestling Federation champion. A 14-man tournament that takes place exclusively within that pay-per-view makes it make sense that pay-per-view runs for 4 hours.
Yep.
And I get that WWE has a lot of talent, and I get that running a stadium show, especially that close to the bright lights and the big city of the biggest city in the United States of America, has to cost money, and probably a very pretty penny of it. But 8 fucking hours. Like, I didn't even watch the whole damn pay-per-view. I came in and I was watching Kofi Kingston begin his reign as WWE champion by beating Randy Orton.
Yep.
And I said to myself, that's it. That we're going to get the women's match next. And there were more matches and more matches and more matches. I've invested by this point 2.5 hours into a pay-per-view I didn't even really want to watch. I just wanted to see the main event. And then it gets to be almost midnight, and they're starting to introduce the wrestlers for the main event match. And at this point, I'm invested. I want to go to bed, and I want to say, fuck it. But I'm witnessing history in the making.
Yep.
I just have to deal in the morning.
Well, Henry, let me ask you, WrestleMania 35, if they ended up with the 2-night format, have the one night Daniel Bryan and Kofi, and then the other night Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky, do you think people would have been more invested?
Yes.
I don't know that you could have sold out MetLife Stadium in 2019 twice.
Yeah, but
it's WWE. They are going to sell out. I mean, they're going to say they're going to sell out. They're going to have a full crowd and make it look like they sold out no matter what. Especially because WrestleMania is literally, people will fly in from across the world to be part of this weekend. I think it would have gone over better, especially for the women at the end, because literally at midnight, I'm just laying there like, I can't even be happy. I'm so fucking exhausted. Like, yeah.
We're tired.
Yeah, I was ready to go to
on
bed.
On the East Coast, I've been watching since I've been with the pre-show since 5 o'clock.
Yep.
You know, I think I'm in the minority here. Every year with WrestleMania, whether it's bad or it's good, I thought this past year's card, other than 2 matches, was going to suck. But WrestleMania both nights was great.
Yep.
And I think at this point, we're just talking about the time constraint, like an 8-hour marathon, no matter how good it is.
I think I'm in the minority is what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what 2 hour, 2-night, 8 hours, doesn't matter. I sit through the whole thing and I'm into it the whole time. I don't go God, I want this to be over with. I ended the whole thing. I mean, after the fact, when it's all
I
over,
agree.
woo, I can't believe
By
it's
the way,
midnight. But I don't even look at the time.
Based upon age, let me ask this question. Am I the only guy in this room who has watched every WrestleMania as it happened?
I think so.
Based on age. I'm not questioning your fandom. I mean, Devyn, you're 24, so obviously the answer is no.
The first WrestleMania I saw live.
I think you're the only one that's old enough to have watched every WrestleMania.
Right. I was 12 years old at the Dunkin' Donuts Center watching WrestleMania 1 on closed circuit TV. So WrestleMania, my point is WrestleMania means something to me.
Mm.
That's my Super Bowl, unless the Pats are in it.
The first Mania I saw live was 8, and I've seen every WrestleMania live since WrestleMania 8.
Yep. And that's age, I assume.
Yes. Now here's the thing. I will tell you, I've seen WrestleMania 4 more than all the other WrestleManias ever. I was there. That stands to me. I don't know. I know a lot of people are not a fan of tournaments, but I fucking love the whole thing, start to finish.
15-year-old me was losing his shit the entire day because, oh my God, A, I'm at WrestleMania. B, I'm going to see the world. I'm going to see a new world champion crowned.
I have to ask a question.
Good.
I know with WrestleMania 4, which is something I don't think we've covered before in Top Guy Theater, and I'd like to at some point. There was a build-up. DiBiase and were you about to say something, Adam?
Oh no, I'm doing Macho Man. Oh yeah, Macho Man. So go ahead.
I think
WrestleMania 4 told a story. They screwed Hogan out of the title, but because they did it in such a way that it so flagrantly went against the rules, they decided to have a tournament at WrestleMania.
Yep.
The show that we covered a couple weeks ago, Deadly Games, I don't think we ever actually talked about it. We might have, and I just don't remember it. Phil, how exactly did the WWE title become vacant there?
Say hi, buddy.
Are you talking about Deadly Game 98?
Yeah.
Is that your twin, Phil?
This is Thor.
No. Thor, how are you?
He is about 110 pounds now. He is.
Oh my gosh.
And
my left leg is 110 pounds.
He was scraping out the door. He wanted in. He wanted to say
hello,
hi.
puppy. Yeah. Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
He loves all the attention. Yeah, he steals all the attention from the other dogs.
Why do I have a feeling someone told me that before?
But to answer that question, the title became vacant 2 months earlier when Kane and The Undertaker both pinned Steve Austin at the September pay-per-view. And then it was a Kane versus Undertaker match with Stone Cold as the referee. Stone Cold ended up stunning them both in October, which led to the Deadly Game tournament.
No, that was the same pay-per-view.
What's that?
That was the same pay-per-view. You talking about the Undertaker and Kane? With Stone
I will fight you. Undertaker and Kane wrestled in Undertaker and Kane wrestled in October, and with Austin as the referee, Austin refused to give somebody the victory. McMahon fired him, and then Shane hired him back the next night as part of a ruse.
Yep.
Don't question me on this one. I know this one.
No, you're right. You're right.
How come this? I'm sorry to cut in, but the Charlie Brown thing we were talking about earlier. Did y'all see the guy in the front row with the Charlie Brown shirt?
Where?
He was standing up, and he had the yellow shirt with the black line at the bottom. It was the Charlie Brown shirt.
Yeah, I see it.
That is hilarious.
Thank God that kid turned out okay, because that bitch Lucy Van Pelt was such a C word.
Oh wow.
I didn't say it. I just said
I'm sorry.
C word.
As someone who has one of those, I can agree with his assessment.
Wow. Ibushi.
Oh, this is just the third time that I've been on Top Guy Theater, and this is the second time that it's been from Madison Square Garden, a pay-per-view that we've been covering. I think that's cool.
And it's not even a WWE pay-per-view, which is the ironic part.
Yeah, the first one was my pick, Survivor Series 2002. Shawn Michaels won the Elimination Chamber. No, I just seen the finish of this one. Did you guys?
Yeah, we just had to finish. Yeah,
And,
It was awesome.
killer match. Killer match.
and Brock Lesnar lifting up Big Show for the first time with the F5.
So I guess since we're waiting for Henry, we can talk all kinds of shit about him.
He's a dick. No, I'm kidding.
I still maintain he's Sheamus's cousin.
Well, his height.
Why? Because it's how white he is.
All right.
He's pasty
While
white.
we're
He's got the red. He's tall. I mean, Sheamus.
No, this pure white title, I love this belt. I love this pure white belt.
The IC belt, I know so many people are so Kota Ibushi included were so upset when New Japan made the decision to unify the IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight titles to make the new NJPW World title.
Yeah, the butterfly belt.
Yes, the new butterfly belt.
Kota's got some issues with New Japan unless this is the work.
Kota is, yes, that's another thing that's been going on. Kota's put out some tweets, I want to say in the last week, exposing some of the behind the scenes stuff that he's been dealing with New Japan. He's been out with injury, and I guess they've kind of been not so subtly trying to rush him back into the ring, which is disgusting.
I mean, I heard rumors that New Japan is like associated with Yakuza.
I'm not allowed. We can't say that.
Yep.
That's been a rumor on and off for like the last 60 years.
Yeah.
So they
And
don't have the white
honestly,
belt.
if you look far enough back into the history of every business in Japan, you're probably going to find those ties. That's just how vitriolent, or as you know, just how word not coming, like pervasive that culture is. That subculture, I should say, it's a subculture, is in Japan.
They don't have the white belt no more. They got rid of the white belt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I was gonna say, this main event is so long. I think we should go in and just get it rolling. We can speed Henry up when he gets back, because this is I'm told a fantastic match, and it is.
Yeah.
It's clocking in here at about 44 minutes, so I'm ready to get it rolling here if everyone's ready.
Yeah.
I just got mine rolling.
So where do we want to start the match like we have been? 4 minutes.
What we
and 9
need
seconds.
is a time code for those honor code people.
Yeah. 4
Honor
minutes.
code.
I have 3:43:37.
3:43.
That's what they show both on the screen together. 3:43:37.
Yes, perfect. 3:43:47. If you are on Honor Club, if you're on New Japan World, just pick the right one.
3:43:37.
I'm at 2:58:26.
Let's skip ahead.
Yeah, we're jumping what is the Ring of Honor main event in the triple threat ladder match between.
Give me just a second. I'll give you a time code for it. We are jumping ahead to our main event. What's that?
We got one. Adam got one for us.
Sorry about that.
You're good. I got 3:43:37.
Okay, give me a second.
It shows both guys on the big screen.
Let's see.
That's a young looking Jay White too, man.
I know. This
No
is
beard.
Pre-beard Jay White. This is pre-beard Jay White.
Oh wait, is that Ezekiel?
All right, we're ready for that final countdown, Brandi.
All right. I'm going to actually count forward in Japanese, and when I get to 3, I'll say play. Ichi, ni, san, play.
Sounds like my STDs.
I stepped out for a second to go to the bathroom. On my way back, I got hungry and found salad in the fridge.
Did you toss that yourself, or did somebody toss it for you?
I thought you might have fallen asleep on the toilet.
We've all done that.
I haven't done that in years. Do you know how hard it is to stand back up and fall asleep on the toilet?
Wait, Henry, if you're eating a salad, you got to be naked.
Only if he's eating it in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what you're seeing on this video screen is all of the IWGP Heavyweight Champions. So that's pretty cool. Like you saw Brock Lesnar, you see Naito, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Jay White. And that's who is the champion going into this. Jay White is the champion.
Sasaki, Chono, Norton,
Vader,
Henry,
Buddha.
I'm like far behind.
Brooklyn the Brawler.
So who's the current champion?
Did you just say the goddamn Brooklyn Brawler was the IWGP?
I say Scott Norton.
Wait, was that Shinsuke?
Yep, Nakamura was champion.
Oh, wow.
Incidentally, Brock Lesnar and Hulk Hogan were both the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
Wait, Hulk Hogan was?
Hogan is different than the one that we're seeing tonight, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a different version belt. This version belt that we see here, this is version 4 of the IWGP Heavyweight title.
It's not V1.
No, it is V4. And honestly,
it didn't slap its
better
right
looking belt. We kid about the new NJPW World Championship because, well, it looks like a butterfly. So it's the new butterfly belt.
Yeah, we don't talk about the old butterfly belt because we know what that went through.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta buy this belt eventually.
I want this
one. Are you talking about the Divas butterfly belt?
No, the actually good looking IWGP belt.
Oh,
the IWGP, the V4.
Belt. Yeah.
I want this one. I want one.
Screw that Divas belt.
No, that already happened.
Ouch.
So
No,
I have a question for
I'm not
for those New Japan fans that we have. How did Jay White get introduced to the Bullet Club?
He turned, if memory serves me correctly, he turned on he was brought in as sort of like returning to the company. He was a white meat babyface, and eventually he turns on Okada, and Gato joins him, and Gato brings him into the Bullet Club. And at that point, he's all in. And the story behind this was about 3 months earlier, he defeats Okada at the Tokyo Dome in like 15 minutes, which was unheard of for Okada to lose that quickly. But White was running a huge, and I mean a huge, wave of momentum going into this. He had beaten Okada. He had just joined Bullet Club. He had beaten Tanahashi, and which led to him being world champion or IWGP heavyweight champion.
Correct. And just the Gato piece. Gato had been Okada's manager, like his second.
In Chaos, right?
Yes, in Chaos, since like the anointing of Okada. And
Right.
Gato is also one of the bookers for New Japan. It's not so well kept secret. But after Jay White comes in and turns on Okada, or not really turns on, they weren't really officially friends, so it wasn't as bad. But when Gato turned on Okada to help Jay White and then thereby joining the Bullet Club, that's really the kind of the crux of the whole story, is they got Gato to turn on Okada, which shows that there is no loyalty. Like, money talks.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's an intriguing story then. So now we have the build-up between them two fighting for the World Championship right here.
I will say that Switchblade has the best abs since John Morrison.
No complaints here.
What did you guys think about him on AEW the other day? Facing Samoa Joe.
Definitely teasing that Forbidden Door appearance.
I loved him being there. I hate the spot they put him
because
in.
a lot of people thought it was going to be another famous Johnny.
You know, they got
It
me
was
that.
not-
Oh, they got me.
It
so
was
hard
not
with that.
Gargano. It was Johnny of 1,000 last names.
Well,
Yeah.
Devyn, you already know how I feel about it. We talked about that when we recorded the other day, so you already know how I feel about it.
I've
yeah.
said this 1,000,001 times. I don't put a lot of stock in Dave Meltzer's star rating system, but according to his rating system, there has not been one single man that has more 5-star matches in WWE in NXT than Johnny Gargano, and it's hard to disagree with the quality of that man's work and how much time and effort he puts into his craft, and he should be a top star anywhere.
If he was 3 inches taller, he would be. And I hate that for him because he's an amazing competitor.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, I don't think you're gonna see him like sign somewhere and be like full-time anywhere for a while.
Yeah,
He shouldn't
Because
be.
he
He's
and
devoting
Candace
his
both
life
have
to-
expressed
Yeah.
an interest in wanting to kind of step back, slow down, take care of their little baby. But if you're gonna be in the Nashville area at the end of July for StarCast, you can meet one Johnny Gargano.
It breaks my heart that I am not financially able to make that trip, not even for SummerSlam, but for StarCast, and to meet some of those people, especially Johnny Gargano. But to Mr. Anthony Pires and all the other people going, I am so thrilled for you guys to go through that experience. So
I'm not going to StarCast. I'm going with my wife for the weekend. I'm going to WrestleMania, but I'm going to Filter Freeze dinner with Ricky Morton and Robert Gibbs. I'm not going to
SummerSlam.
You're going to WrestleMania in July.
I was told, maybe we'll check with Quello on this, that StarCast coming in completely ruined all of the plans that they had set up for that weekend.
I'm going to say it probably put a dent in it, but bear in mind, I'll be with my wife, and I cannot afford $2,000 for the golden ticket that they're selling. My plan is to still do. I talked to Filter Free; they're still doing all their stuff with the Angels Karaoke and the big dinner, and I will be at SummerSlam, but I will not be anywhere near StarCast, much to my chagrin.
Yeah, I'd rather go to TGW.
Yeah, that's coming up.
I'm going to TGW.
I wanted to be a part of at least one StarCast just to say I've been, and I want to go to this. This is only 3 hours away. I want to go to this one.
Yes.
You know, there's so much going on at StarCast that I couldn't pick like one thing where it's like, all right, I only have enough money to do blank. I couldn't do it. Like, there's so much happening that I would want to do as much as I possibly can, and I just don't have the funds for that when I feed 18 kids. So I think I'm up to 18 now. They just drop them off at my doorstep at this point. But I really, as much as, StarCast is a big deal, maybe I'll watch it on Fight, because you can do that. You can watch the entirety of StarCast on Fight. The Top Guy Weekend, that's an exclusive experience. The public can go to StarCast. Anyone can buy a ticket to StarCast. We, Top Guys, we get that exclusive deal with ad-free shows. We were seconds away from singing karaoke with Tony Khan. If it weren't for the mistake of the guy running the event coordinator,
Fucking hotel GM bullshit.
Yeah, because he didn't know that Tony Khan was in the building. Otherwise they would have just let us go as long as we wanted. Yep. But Tony Khan was there right after we left. Some people got photos with him, but singing karaoke with Rebel and Tony Schiavone and Thunder Rosa and half the AEW roster and so much happened that night. Everyone talks about the interviews and the meet and greets. I think the karaoke stands head and shoulders above everything else on something we didn't expect to happen, and B, probably the funnest thing we've ever done as far as a wrestling event goes, as far as inclusiveness. I'll never in my life forget that.
And Conrad's going to have to work double hard to make Top Guy Weekend better than last year, if that is even possible. You can see my wall behind me. a lot of that is autographs I got last freaking year.
That's most of mine are the same, Bubba. Mine are the same. Mine's the same thing.
There's Arn, there's Double J, there's Jim Ross, there's the King, there's Kurt Angle. But that experience is something else. I will say they're having a wrestling event in the Hyatt that we're staying at that weekend, and I've been saying it for months. Killer Cross, I would love to have you on the show.
Oh yes,
we've been trying.
Yes.
We've been reaching out, but now we are coming to you, sir.
Yes.
We will be in attendance. I will personally request your presence. You'll probably give me a suplex and murder me, and that's okay. I'll take the hit. But at least I can say I manned up and asked you in person to be on this show. And by the way, Killer Cross is a great follow on Twitter. Not because I'm kissing his ass. He's just a great guy to follow on Twitter. Hilarious. I definitely recommend to follow him.
And as a reminder, any top guy that donates 50 or more to my children's cancer fundraiser gets to give one chop to the Ryland Sex God. Eddie Prather's already got his reservation. He's in.
So I can top you?
If you donate $50 through the GoFundMe, which is on my Twitter page, you get a chop. Eddie Prather's already got one. Don't let Eddie be the only one that gets to chop me. Come on.
Choppy.
Choppy, your PP? Is that what we're doing?
$20. Do I have to donate 30 more, or does it have to be a full $50 donation?
Well, no. If you've donated 20, another 30 gets you the chop. If
then I gotta spend some more to get down there.
$2,000. This beautiful head of hair gets shorn at Top Guy Weekend.
Time out. So if Devyn decides to add the other 30, he's not going to be at Top Guy Weekend, but I will. Can I chop you in his name?
I will allow.
He's my attorney, so
I am his attorney.
Where's the puppy? Where is the puppy? Why is he crying?
He wants out of the room. Come here. Come on out of the room.
I am Devyn's attorney on Kickout Crew, so I do represent him.
Honest to God, I want to be chopped. If 20 people donate, I'm sorry, 40. If another 30 people donate $50, we meet our goal. I'm just saying. As O.J. Simpson likes to say on Twitter, I'm just saying.
So,
I was trained to chop. So
it turns out, guys, I actually have. Sorry, I actually have some footage here of Anthony. What it's going to look like on Top Guy Weekend when he gets his chops. So I'm going to go. Let me go and throw this up real quick here for the world to see. There it is. Gets the chops, and boom, we know what happens then. And Anthony's ready for it. One quick swipe.
I want it. I want to raise $2,000 for children's cancer. I want it.
I'll give him a machete then.
You won't need a machete. You'll need like a sewing needle for yours, probably.
a butter knife.
A sewing needle will be fine. Just heat it up real good. Slice it right off.
You need an adult.
We'll send it to Henry.
Devyn, they need to see the picture in the group chat, don't they?
Oh, no, they do not.
Boy, what picture? What picture?
I think it's the one you shared on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, my God.
Who, me?
Oh.
Who was it that shared it, Devyn? Do you remember on Twitter?
I think
Was
it
it the
Brad.
picture of the train and the girl?
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. No. Hang on, I got you.
Oh, God, no.
I'm the master meme sharer.
This match, by the way, it's got a slow build to it. They started slow, and the pace has been kind of slowly elevating as they go along. But I'm digging this match wholeheartedly.
I mean, it's okay so far for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Antonio, honestly. I'm not
because
sure
he
why
said
it's
something
so
about Money Mike
slow.
making a porn. That's what
Oh
it was.
yeah, yeah.
That picture.
Speaking of Money Mike, by the time this airs, you would have already read the announcement that he is stepping away from his on-air role here at Top Guy Theater for an undisclosed amount of time while he focuses on his career. We are really, really happy for you, Michael. As far as we're all concerned, you're still a part of this show, and you've got an open door to come back in whenever you want. And good luck with that new chain of strip clubs with the Godfather. Because
No, I thought it was a porn. He's doing a porn with Lauren.
That's after he gets the strip clubs going.
Oh, okay. The Debits and Credits Club.
Antonio,
Yes.
I normally don't nitpick about such things because you are the bona fide expert on all things raunchy and nasty.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But why the fuck would anyone, even somebody that's big into money and big into numbers, that just nerds out with accounting stuff, why would somebody want to go to a strip club called the Credit and Debit Club?
I don't know.
That sounds like a place where you drink Perrier and trade stocks.
Well, I figure like you go to a debit and credit strip club, you could just take your credit card and during the lap dance you could just swipe. There you go.
Swipe it where?
Where do you swipe?
I mean, if it's
Where's
an
she
old
going to run that credit card?
I mean, either if it's an old school credit card where you got to swipe, or
I was about to say they're chips now. You can't
Yeah,
swipe,
you
you
just-
can
So
insert.
where do you insert the chip?
oh,
Stop,
you know,
Apple
stop,
Pay it.
stop.
Insert-
No, bad.
insert it in the Grand Canyon.
Henry, you opened this forbidden door. You
Yeah.
asked the question.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you get a discount after a while. You use it a lot.
Could you imagine getting a call from your bank saying, "Sir, we need to confirm this charge"? Like, yeah, that was me. That was me.
Allegedly, and I don't know this for a fact, but allegedly in Providence, at the number one place that we have here, if you swipe it, it shows up under a totally different name, under a generic restaurant name, so that wives, girlfriends, moms, and and in Money Mike's case, especially moms don't know what you're actually at.
Smart.
Money Mike takes his mom with him, though, so that's okay.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to meet Mrs. Money Mike, not his wife, of course, or girlfriend, but his mom at Top Guy Weekend. He's bringing her. That's God bless him for that.
I've said this before about Money Mike. I don't know if I've ever said it on the show. I've never met someone. I feel like somehow Michael McClanahan is too pure for wrestling, too pure for this crowd. But somehow he ingratiates himself in the company of degenerates like us, and elevates us up to a better, to a more stable PG-13 kind of level.
Yep.
And he's always so sincere, and he'll apologize to you about the smallest things, and he'll thank you for allowing him to speak. And he's just, I can't sit here and tell you, you'll never find a sweeter human being on earth than Michael McClanahan.
I'm glad his nickname stuck.
Yeah, he makes me feel bad if I swear, or if I say something about blue waffles. I mean, honest to God.
Speaking of blue waffle, there's Henry.
Oh my God.
I apologized to him a long time ago.
Speaking of things that make us all go,
Oh,
hey!
That is 4 times tonight, sir.
They've all been deserved, each and every single one of them.
Well, of course, we deserve Frank Bruno.
Look at this, Henry. Look at this, Henry.
If I don't look down, it's not there.
Oh my god.
If I never seen it, it never existed.
That's the first I heard that. If I don't look down, it's not there.
Which is
It's funny
exactly what
'cause
the
when
last woman Antonio slept with said.
It's funny because when Antonio looks down, it's still not there.
Hey, don't make me stand up right now.
No, please don't.
I had a preconceived notion. Of the type of guy Money Mike was, and he proved me wrong 100% of the time. I apologize to him for that privately. Great guy, love him. Just want to.
I'm glad his nickname stuck because I gave him the nickname.
Right. If anyone is wondering why Adam gave Money Mike a nickname, when we had our Twitter group chat and we first brought Michael McClanahan in, we already had a Michael. We had Michael Amend. So we needed a way to differentiate between accountant Michael and lawyer Michael. Now, we don't often call Michael Amend. We don't often call him Lawyer Mike, but we stuck with Money Mike.
Because he always dealt with money and accounting and everything. So that was the easiest way for me to remember him as Money Mike.
Good.
And
family.
honestly, it's even moved to text abbreviations now. A lot of us just say MM.
Yeah, it's too much to type.
So it's officially a thing. When you become an abbreviation in standard text talk, you're over.
I went from Adam from Bama to just Bama. So my whole name's just been wiped out because we got Adam O'Neill.
Well,
so he's Irish Adam and I'm just Bama.
I call you Papa Adam.
Oh, he calls me Papa Adam, yeah.
If you listen to any podcast at all that is even affiliated with Conrad Thompson, it is on the Ad Free Shows Network or on podcasts in general, you will hear Michael McClanahan's name during or at the end of that podcast with a question. It is, you can go to Vegas and put money on it and you will probably win.
You hear his name, you hear Devyn's name a lot, you hear
Brad Stanton.
You hear Anthony Pires' name for good or for bad.
The Mediocre Warrior. I like Mediocre Warrior. I love that name.
You'll hear Alcarai's testimony over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding.
Testify, Brother Devon, testify.
Yeah.
Testify.
And again, we're not directly affiliated with Ad Free Shows, but it's definitely worth the money to just hop over there, even if you hop into the lowest level just to get the shows ad free. But the sheer weight of wrestling content that Ad Free Shows produces, not even just all together, but on a daily basis, is mind-boggling. At this point, it would take you years to catch up on from the beginning of Ad Free Shows to now. But it's worth it. And you can do stuff like Top Guy Weekend and exclusive Zooms and Rebels Happy Hour.
Today.
And I'm getting back to some Top Guy exclusive Zooms, by the way. Really glad about that.
Same here.
They're going back to exclusive.
Some of them.
We have the Tuesday night thing now going on. The Rebels Happy Hour, the Breakfast with Briscoe. Those are Top Guy exclusives. And I think there was some good chat on the Discord this week about, lack of a better term, how there was some.
I was a part of that conversation.
What's that?
I was a part of that conversation.
Yeah.
John Alba did host quite the interesting discussion on the Discord about, what people enjoy and what people would like to see change or improved. And if it weren't for Ad-Free Shows, none of the people on this screen would have met.
Nope. I would be like, who are all you weird people? Especially that Smurf. That Smurf.
I'm not weird. My mom said so.
Some of us are very
You're just
weird
different.
and proud,
You're special.
Hey, Phil.
Mama said I'm special.
Yeah.
We were talking about Money Mike, and before we start talking about how Anthony's mom finds him special, which is strange at this age, but we're going to go with it. I want to do something to bring back the Money Mike vibe. Can I do that real quick, Phil?
Yeah, I'm going to fire it away for you. You ready?
Go.
All right, here we go.
Money, 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 money.
I actually didn't have anything else. I was just going to play that intro.
That intro is awesome. I love it.
So, because of me, he has his own. He
We
has
just had to
two
dance,
different
didn't we?
intros.
No, Devyn was jamming down there.
Yeah,
He
we
has
was
his-
dancing.
He has his own intro
Yeah,
on
well-
Top Guy Theater, and he has his own intro on RJ's Ringside Rant. He has his
Oh,
own Money
God.
Mike music.
He's got his own intro on Ringside Rant.
Yeah, he has his own Money Mike music. When he asks a question, he has his own music.
Oh, wow.
Normally, I'd look-
Two podcasts I gave him credit for.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring right now. If Money Mike is not able to return like he wants to, I am volunteering my services to take over as an analyst.
All right, fine, but we're not giving you music.
I would.
Yeah, I don't
for
get
one
music.
would be ecstatic.
Excitable boy or in Zevon, just for the record.
I was going to actually give you the NFL on Fox theme, which I think they use for all their stuff now.
That would have been good.
I only have a picture on the introduction in him right now, so how do you think I feel?
Yeah, we need to get JD Hoop to update that. Although I do think it's funny. Like everybody has normal like pictures that they've posted on social media. JD Hoop picks my thirst trap picture.
Oh,
I think I still have my same picture the whole time of the intros.
So,
But yeah, because you don't exactly post a lot of selfies on Twitter.
Well, I'm not a selfie person.
So,
Thank God.
Unless you're taking off your shirt.
being the
No!
Antonio, I just went from 6 to like 7:30 on that one, baby.
So, guys, being the interim host for the next few weeks, I decided it might be appropriate if I had some sort of special thing of my own besides my segment. So now I've got myself a theme song.
Uh-oh.
Phil.
Oh, God, not this video. Oh, my God.
Phil. Phil.
Cringe.
Phil.
I would go for a different one.
Phil, don't ever play that again.
Ever.
If I never hear that again, I'm good.
God.
I was digging it.
I swear to God, if I wake up singing that song, I'm going to come to
Foul.
foul.
PHIL Phil.
Fine, how's the match going, by the way?
It's pretty good.
Oh, there's a match on? I'm sorry.
Everybody left the garden like half an hour ago.
I know.
Hey, no kidding. Jay Watt's pants right here. I love his ring attire right here.
He's in white, correct?
Yeah, he's white with the red, like the 1, 2, 3.
Because you will breathe with a switchblade.
I like heels in white. Jay White's pulling it off wicked here. We seen MJF a few weeks ago. Seth Rollins, one of his best attires is in white.
My name.
I like the heels in white.
Don't be playing that Phil music again.
No, actually, this is
My
the new
name
one.
is Phil, and I am awesome. Everybody loves me because I am awesome. My name is Phil. Leave me.
No.
Just listen to what my backup singers have to say
Totally
about
off the rails.
Yeah.
My ears are bleeding.
Awesome, yeah.
That's my alternative. These guys
My
like
ears are bleeding.
so we'll say a maybe on that one.
Maybe not.
I'll tell you what you need to do is go over to the Ukraine, and I want you to play that in Russian on a loop for about 24 hours. You might end the war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a torture thing. You know, if you get caught, that's what you're going to listen to.
All you see is Putin come out of his castle, be like, "I surrender! I surrender!
I give up! It's done! I'm done."
I've been sitting on that second Phil song forever, and I was going to use it at some point in my life. And I realized that I'm never going to find a way to squeeze it into the show other than right now. So I'm like, let's throw the Phil song out there.
I feel like that's your ringtone or something when your
I
wife
know.
calls it. It's Phil.
I will tell you, I did try to convert it to a music format to put onto this show. I really did. I was going to give it to Frank and then have him put it into a segment. So my segment has that song playing instead of whatever Carl Manick originally had. So I actually was working on it.
God damn it, Phil, it's in my head now. Jesus.
So let me try to get that out of your head real quick, Antonio.
Yeah.
Coming up on June 4th, the Marathon Mania Madness. We're going to try to raise ourselves a little bit of money to help kids with autism. We're donating all proceeds to the Organization for Autism Research. And to help in that endeavor, if you'd like to make a more personable donation, I'm going to put them up on screen here real quick. Head yourself on over to ProWrestlingTees.com. Search out Top Guy Theater and get yourself one of our very own Marathon Mania Madness t-shirts.
Mine's on the way.
I've got one on the way, too. Hopefully it'll be here before the show, but the mail's kind of slow.
Please don't show the other picture.
And just because Antonio asked for it.
Number 5. 5 times.
5 times. 5 times.
We also put it on a shirt. All the proceeds from the purchase of that shirt are also going to the Organization for Autism Research. Anthony Pires, who has disappeared on us for a moment, has one himself. I suspect he's probably going to wear it on Marathon Mania Madness weekend if his wife doesn't throw him out of the house first.
Well, my wife is in New York that weekend, so yes, I'll be wearing it. She's will be very disgusted.
I got a quick story for you about this shirt. You wouldn't think it would be this shirt that would start a bad conversation with my wife.
Tombstone.
So me and my wife went to Taco Bell on Saturday, to get the Mexican pizza, which is back. Thank you to the powers that be for bringing the Mexican pizza back. So
I got chicken nachos right here. Go ahead.
We were at Taco Bell, and
nachos.
There was a gentleman sitting 2 seats away from us who saw my shirt, and he goes, "Is that a Macho Man Randy Savage t-shirt?" And then, of course, me being me, I go into my spiel about, no, but it's for a charity, for our show, and blah, blah, blah. And, my wife was patient and tolerant because I'm talking about a charity event. And then the guy, he goes, "Can I scoot over to the next table and talk to you some more?" And I'm like, I didn't want to tell him no because it seemed like, it actually turns out that through his conversation, we learned that he was a little brain damaged, legitimately. So we sat closer and we had more conversation about wrestling, and it lasted the entire time we were eating lunch. As me and my wife were walking out the door to the car, my wife says, "You're no longer allowed to wear wrestling shirts in public."
You should have asked him if he wanted to join us here, Phil.
The guy said multiple times, he was like, "I'll leave you guys alone. I know you're eating. Hey, but that Roman Reigns match," and he kept doing it. My wife was like, if it's like I was trying to be very polite. I didn't want to, tell him to F off or anything. Because I know, and none of us here are celebrities or claiming to be celebrities or big time YouTubers or anything like that.
Except Anthony Pires.
Yes, but there is
boys and girls.
But there is an etiquette to approaching people. And you don't do it when they're eating. You don't do it in the bathroom. And you don't do it at the luggage bag at the airport, the carousel.
Now that's not true because last Top Guy weekend, I went and got Brandi at the airport like she was a famous person.
Oh, yeah.
And I met her at the luggage claim at the airport after I took a walk through the airport.
Was she?
Is that before or after you got lost on the way back?
That was before.
That was before.
Okay.
Wait, so Phil, Phil, I can't.
Yeah.
Phil, I can't go up to people and say, "Do you want to fluff my Garfield?"
Definitely.
Oh my God!
Nope. Sorry. You there? Yeah.
Henry knows where I got that from.
3 weeks from now, I got to pick up Miss Amy Vaughn at the airport, as she'll be using my house as an Airbnb for when she meets FTR. And I'm trying to think of the most embarrassing way to greet her at the airport.
I got it. I know exactly how to do it.
Prison?
But it'll be. It have to be out of the
I-
cameras. But I can tell you exactly how to greet her because she greeted me a certain way.
I know how to do it. Can I?
Oh, were you talking about how in Jacksonville she almost
Yes, in
made your
Jacksonville.
face pop off?
Yes, when I got red for the first time, yeah.
Adam,
The only time I got embarrassed and God knows how long is because of her.
So to set the scene, we're in our Airbnb in Jacksonville. Adam has just arrived, or Amy has just arrived, one or the other.
Yeah,
And
she
she's
just arrived
standing
because
on
I've been
the
there a little bit.
staircase with Mark Nelson, and Amy comes up the stairs, I think, to hug them, to greet them because she had just gotten there, and she whispers in Adam's ear, and his face gets so red.
What'd she say, Adam? I gotta know.
I can't say it on camera.
Oh, what'd she say? Just say it in the chat. We won't bring it up.
No, that has to be told secretly.
Come on, like what other minds want to know? Come on, Adam.
I can't.
But yes, you would think. Oh my God, you would have thought Adam's face was a tomato. He was so red.
So unexpected.
You'll tell me on Top Guy Weekend.
Oh, definitely, 100%, yeah.
Okay.
And as far as plans are still going, guys, as of right now, Mrs. Jackson is still planning on coming to Top Guy Weekend.
Woo!
And
it's a shame I'm not going to get to meet her.
Did you say tomato?
To meet her.
Oh, I said tomato. I was like, "Hey, you from the South too?"
You didn't go dirty with that, which I appreciate. Antonio would
No,
have.
you said it sounded like tomato, like potato and tomato. Like we say tater. Yeah.
Oh, I want a mater.
look at these two. These two are exhausted, and they can barely throw punches at each other at this point in the match. Which, believe it or not, I've actually been watching.
That was a hell of a kick out, like 20 seconds ago by Jay White.
Oh, and there's the low blow. Am I a little ahead? I think I'm a little ahead.
Yeah, I think you're ahead of me. Yeah, because I'm at 420. I can't tell.
Yeah,
421.38.
420. RBD 420 says, I just smoked your ass.
Oh, it's Arcade Bro.
It's Arcade Bro.
RVD
Sorry,
said it 10
RVD
years
did
ago.
it first.
Oh, okay.
He said it about 10 or 12 years ago.
RVD said RVD 420 in 1997.
Yeah, okay.
That was like 25 years ago. God, it's been 25 years. That's insane.
I know.
That's nuts.
That's longer than Devyn's been alive.
Yeah, I'm jealous that you guys did the SummerSlam 97 without me. That show was 2 days before I was born.
My God, your microphone sounds the best right now, Devyn. I don't know what you're doing, but your microphone has never
He
sounded this
switched to
good.
different headphones.
My wife
My
had
AirPods
just got
died.
pregnant first by that point.
You sound amazing right now compared to what we've done recording ourselves.
So my dad actually told me this story the other day, that he was watching the replay on pay-per-view on the Tuesday of Survivor Series. My mom held off going into labor for like 3 hours because he was watching that show and didn't want to miss it.
Wow.
And he bought it. So I was like, my mom's the real hero there.
What you do, Pires, is if you're going to the airport to pick up Amy, you own any title belts?
Oh, yeah, I got 4 of them. I got 4.
You take down your gaudiest one, and you put on that FBK shirt. You go to the airport, and when you figure out where she's getting off and getting her bags, you just hold the belt high up in the air while wearing that shirt. You'll stand out real nice.
Well,
That's what he did.
Thursday.
Minus the FBK shirt, because that didn't exist yet.
Providence.
I remember meeting Henry and RJ at the airport.
Oh my God. I'm a little ahead, and I just caught the end of the match. And dear God, what a sequence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it for the rest of us, Baldy.
I'm just now at the low blow.
I'm way behind.
Yeah, I'm just now at the low
What
blow.
else is new, Antonio?
Hey.
Boom. I just seen the low blow. That was insane.
Watch this ending, though. This ending's amazing. I love how the referee doesn't have a name. They just call him Red Shoes. I love it.
Yes, we love red shoes.
Yes.
Why?
So, who was doing this finisher first? Was it Jay White or Bray Wyatt? The sister Abigail.
Wyatt.
It was Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right in the mommy daddy button.
By the way,
That's the second Austin Power reference tonight.
Little aside, by the way, Ian Riccaboni had the flu that night. So when you look, if you go back and watch this, and you watch the ROH stuff, he was suffering from a bad flu. Kevin Kelly almost had to take over the whole night.
Oh, wow.
I think Cole Cabana did pretty good commentating.
Yep.
Cabana's very good at commentary.
Just don't tell CM Punk that.
Yeah, what is Cole Cabana good at?
You notice he's never in any segments CM Punk is involved in.
I've been wondering for months now what the dynamic is like backstage with CM Punk and Colt Cabana. I'm sure they just avoid each other.
Do y'all see the Charlie Brown shirt now? Do y'all see the guy standing up?
Yep.
Oh,
Lucy are very good professionals, and I'm sure they don't want to cause any problems. So even if they do, like, happen to walk past each other, they probably don't even, like,
acknowledge each other's presence.
They just keep going.
Yep. That's how it's probably going to stay.
Cole's probably doing a lot of independent stuff too, though. He might not even be there.
He's been doing a lot of extra outside of AEW.
Yeah, so he's probably not even at a lot of the AEW stuff.
Not lately.
Colt Cabana is patient zero of comedy wrestling and wrestlers podcasts. So that guy's got a hell of a legacy.
And new IWGP World Champion.
I need to watch more of Kota.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Have all of you got to the end of the match?
Yeah, that was a good final.
So
I haven't yet. We're just going to say I have because we run over a little.
I was going to say, so not to cut everyone else off, we are running way over our usual time for an episode. Not that it has not been a blast, because it has been an absolute great episode. A lot of heartfelt moments, a lot of comedy moments. And we had to deal with Anthony Pires for 2 hours and 41 minutes and now 15 seconds. Unfortunately. So I'm not going to do around the room. We can all agree that we didn't watch too much of this because we had amazing conversation, but it was a great pay-per-view. I do want to make a quick announcement that Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central Standard Time, on the 29th, it'll actually be 3 days from today, there will be another main event matinee prior to Double or Nothing, so tune into that.
Sweet.
But for Henry, Brandi, Devyn, the RI Sex Goddess, Adam Barbera, Frank Bruno, we have had a wonderful evening, and we are out.
14 WrestleManias.
A leg drop, an elbow smash, a body slam.
Are you ready to fight? Who will survive?